interrupt to do?
Oh,
No,
did you
no,
just
no.
the way that you had it cropped? Was it just me?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't have
Okay.
Zoom on the monitor that is being screen captured
Okay.
because I just wanted to show like Roll20 and stuff
Gotcha.
while we build our characters. So
Yeah, I am.
don't worry about
I am
that.
partaking in a Dublin Mule tonight.
Ooh. I
Jameson
have
and ginger.
$3 white wine,
Nice.
$3 Pinot Grigio. It's the best.
Nice.
I have very low standards. I like everything, which is bad.
Cool. The other thing I wanted to ask about is I had sort of like a placeholder name for what to call the show. Fight for What You Believe, based off of what the book always talks about. And I think as soon as we have like a name that we want, we can I can add that to the poster that we've got and actually start sharing stuff out. But do folks like that name? Do you have other suggestions? Do we want to think on it?
I like it. I think it fits in with, well, I mean, so far with what's going on in the world that we've established but haven't played in. So
All of the coups.
Yeah.
coups and religions and
Fight's an operative word there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
like it. I mean, it would kind of depend. We'll see what we end up circling in on.
Sure.
That might depend
That's a
if we
good
come up
idea.
with something cool there.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. Okay, cool. With that, for this session, I wanted to do it like pretty chill as far as figuring stuff out, because I think the character creation can kind of be like, I think there's a handful of, you're just looking at the book for a while picking stuff, which is totally fine. But on page 81 of the book is where it starts. And
I feel like I'm in school.
everyone please open your textbooks to page 81.
I actually had 81 bookmarked, so
Nice.
I feel very ahead of the
Upside down
class.
on 81.
Mine has like, I got mine as a pre-owned copy, and it's already like partially bent back into that place.
This is the important one right here.
This is the one you need.
Yeah.
Cool. And everyone, who's familiar with Roll20?
Fairly.
Okay, cool. So everyone's got a character sheet, and if I set it up right, I think you should be able to access it.
Yeah.
And on the character sheet tab, there's another tab called Character Burner, and I haven't actually used this yet, but I think this is where we can do all of our character creation stuff in.
Yay.
Oh yeah, that looks super nifty. Like it's in
That's neat.
Yeah. So I don't
Did
know how
did they
useful
have
is.
this already on there, or did you import all this stuff?
They had this on here, which was super
Neat.
handy. Yeah.
Yeah, Roll20 character sheets are so good.
Yes, I like them. So the first thing that we have to figure out is actually like pretty broad. A general idea of the character concept that we want to do, and also like which situation we're most interested in sort of like focusing in on. And I gave a handful of ideas, but we can sort of open up with that and see what we feel like. Because then if we've got just like a rough idea, and it's totally open to change, even insofar as like previous world building stuff that we established, we can still change if we want to make it fit our characters better. Yeah, I don't know, Taryn, it sounded like you had some ideas if you want to give a first crack of what you're interested in.
Like character wise,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just really keen on the idea and playing somebody who is, I'm thinking sort of young, but like grew up in the Church of the Ancestors.
Yep.
And is sort of like developing in that faith and wrestling with how that, how it affects society and how society affects that. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, I think that's kind of where I'm leaning. It's maybe a page or some sort or something,
Mhm.
or a young priest.
Mhm. Murray or Zach, did you have any first thoughts?
I had a little bit of a thought, and I don't know if it's a thought that I can pursue or not.
Yeah.
But it was the idea of this person who, due to the overthrowing of a governing society that they were a part of, they were forced to flee from the community, town, whatever. And they're essentially have spent a large amount of time outside of the civilized city, and are kind of on a mild revenge quest / vendetta against those who essentially took everything from them, took like status, title, family, everything.
Okay, yeah.
Real basic person.
I think, yeah, that should be pretty easy to do as far as like within the game. Because when you do the character creation, it sort of focuses on like what jobs you essentially had. And I think you could pretty easily add that to any, whatever fits your interest. So, okay, cool. Awesome. How about you, Zach?
Yeah, I had a handful of different possibilities. I feel like the one I've been leaning toward is like somebody in. Okay, I'm trying to remember what you picked for an official name for this, like the Kin Militia, the Dino Fighters.
Yes.
Like somebody that like after maybe Braun's death, possibly thought they were like maybe supposed to be next in line for that, but then wasn't some way or another, and like has a chip on their shoulder about that, and is like, in the general scheme of everything being a coup constantly, is like angling that way possibly.
Yeah. Okay, sweet. That's a good point I want to mention, is that I added placeholder names for like things that I kind of wanted to sort of give for the stream, but we can totally change them.
I like I really like the name of the Dino Kin things, the Kin Militia,
and the Gathering of Kinfolk I really liked.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially like that versus the Faith of the Ancestors is an interesting play off of that.
It's because dinosaurs are our friends. I'm gonna say that on stream probably. So.
Yeah, you are.
That's the tagline.
Okay. Cool. So that's 3 good ideas. The way the game sort of pitches it is we should have like a situation that we're all involved in somehow, and the question it tries to answer is, if everyone was in a room together with the antagonist, what would that look like, and what would people be trying to accomplish? Which is like a big question, but
yeah, what sort of antagonist are we looking at?
Yeah, that's a real good question.
It's pretty open.
I like it, but
I like it, but it's hard.
I like that it's open, but it's open.
Yes. The first thing I would try and understand is like, what's one reason why those 3 characters would be together, or what interests them. And again, like, if we can leave blanks and come back to them, but can start thinking
I feel
about
like
that.
At least with Zach and Mai's characters, they would be drawn to probably some matters of the state.
And honestly, kind of with Maria's characters as well. Like, it all seems like
in a different way,
it's like it's
exactly.
all circling around like the governmental politics aspect,
which has been a theme for this entire society anyway.
Yeah, like everyone's like a little like iffy on how that's working, and has their own ideas on that.
It's all very fluid.
Look, it's all new. We just decided to be a democracy, and it's...
we've decided a lot of things a lot of times.
Yep.
So,
okay, yeah.
What if we were all in the room with Robin?
Yeah.
That is like I keep looking at that one. That's an interesting one to start with.
That is the one that stood out the most to me is as something that has a lot of things going on.
Yeah, the other ones are like very good, like just things that are going on, but that one seems the most like an actual like setup of like
Active conflict.
Exactly. Like the other ones are like things to weave into the game, and that one's like besides like maybe that, and then
The Ivory Tower also has a lot of interest to me.
Mhm.
But
I really-
again,
I really
that
like
could be tied in.
Dun Dragon was found dead in 2 places. Oh my.
That also, yes.
yeah, what
The
do?
writing on that is
What
really
do?
good. The writers room did a really good job on that one.
They really did.
Oh, thank you, us.
Look, it's an idea board.
Okay, yeah. I think that paints a good picture. Good starting situation, good characters. One other question that I thought of, does anyone want to be Robin?
I kind of.
Yes?
Mm.
Come on, you know
Maybe-
you want to.
Yes.
So that's a
I can
yes.
take that mantle. Maybe.
Okay, I like it.
I kind of want to be the person who's people are upset with my involvement in things, and there may be a trial to excommunicate me or whatever.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
I like it. I like it.
Cool.
Thank you, everyone, for your support.
We knew that was gonna happen, like back when you created the character in the Quiet Year, when you were like, "What if this happened?" It was
And then
like,
at the very end, it's like, what if that arcane storm though?
You know.
Yeah.
We all know that no one knows what happened about the arcane storm. What this character presupposes is maybe we do.
Maybe, but maybe I do.
Okay, cool. Does anyone have any other thoughts or ideas or questions for like the starting situation that we want to add in? Otherwise, we can jump to step 2.
My only two like just
Yeah.
not even just the starting situation, but general questions is like, how much do we want these characters to be like directly involved in each other's lives and like active like a
Is
lot
this
of
an urban shadows kind of like we can
It's
all go
okay.
everywhere?
yeah,
or-
is it just a
or
bunch
like-
of people who's like
party.
crisscrossing lives, or is it like more of like a party in the more traditional sense?
are we Aragon, Gimli, and
Legolas?
Legolas, or are we?
Arya,
Oh, yeah.
Cersei. And,
Well, yeah, that's kind of my,
Are we
the
Game of
Fellowship?
Thrones or Lord of the Rings?
Yeah. So
like narratively speaking, at least.
it's a good question. I thought about that too. The reason why there's 3 players, which is like the number I wanted, is because worst case scenario, if everyone wants to go their own direction, each person gets a whole hour of whatever they want to do. That means one person can be sort of like the helper for some stuff that I want to do with the stream, and then one other person can, take a break. So if we want to all go in different directions, I think that's fine. I think on average there'll probably be some like,
A little together, a little not.
yeah,
Cool.
that's what
I
I
like
was
that a lot.
imagining.
Okay.
Does that line up with what the rest of you were thinking as far as that?
Yeah, I was assuming some variation on that, probably like not quite a party, but also like fairly interwoven.
Yeah. I was going to try and push into a situation using sort of like GMness to on the 4th, maybe the 3rd and 4th, be like, oh, by the way, there's this thing that's putting you all together right now. Here you go.
No, I like that. Yeah, just because how many sessions are we playing? We're playing
4 total.
4 total. So, yeah,
Yep.
I think a couple of them like establishing characters and their roles in the society, and maybe being a little bit more individual, and then like bringing it to a full fro.
Mhm.
4. The 4. There we are. I'm throwing letters around in words, but
Yeah.
it's fine. The 4. Yeah, I think that'll be good.
Sweet. Did you have another one, Zach, that you were going to ask about, or was that it?
No, I think it was mostly that.
Okay, cool. So the next part is the life paths, and I think this is like, I love this. I just, oh, so fun, so rich.
All right there, Corey. Getting into
Just-
this, huh?
I'm gonna make a test character while we do this.
Yes, the
yeah.
GM's PC.
Yeah. Maybe I'll make like
Robin 2.
I could try and make Tenna or
Oh.
someone.
I was, yeah,
Oh,
I was, that was
make
my
that up.
suggestion.
Yeah,
Okay.
She would almost actually be worth having. Like,
Yeah.
like
most-
an actual character.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, considering she's like running this place.
Yeah.
She does seem important. Is she really though?
Is
Yeah.
she or is she not? We don't know.
um.
We ask the questions.
So
We don't tell the answers.
No answers. I sent a link in our Discord chat, which is to like a little life path thing.
Okay.
You can use this if you want, but don't worry about it. I find it's helpful for like going through the life paths really quickly to see what's available, rather than going through the book. But just an option. For the life paths, I was thinking to do 4. That's sort of what the book recommends is like typical. We're all going to start as humans, and in Roll20 on the character sheet, you can list each of the life paths that you pick, and who had a chance to look? Actually, like, who's had a chance to look at the life paths in any capacity?
I did a very brief skim,
Okay, cool. Yeah.
but that's it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's sort of what I was planning for. So on each of the life paths, I'm gonna start on page. Where's the first one? So on page 163 is the start of them, and each setting has a handful of life paths. You have to start as being born something, so you can be born a peasant. You can be village born. Each of the settings has something you can be born as, and then they sort of branch out from there. There's a few like key parts to the life paths. So there's the time, which is how long you do it for. There's the resources, or RES, and that's sort of how much like money and possessions that'll give you later to buy stuff. There's stats, so it'll either give you mental, physical, none or both, to use later on. And then there's what it leads into. So it'll list if you can go from this setting to other settings through that life path. So for example, if you're born a peasant, you can go into I think it's the servant life path, the soldier, the sea, or the religious one, for example. And if you do that, you just have to add an extra year to your age. Below that is the skills and the traits, and understanding these is a bit handy. So you'll get a number of skill points. Each skill point can be spent to either buy a skill or increase its level rather. And you can choose from the skills that it gives you on that list, and that's sort of good, like build up the options. But for this part, all we're really doing is picking out the which life paths you want, and we'll do all the skills and stuff later.
Just noticed the Weather Witch option in the Seafarer's life path.
Yes.
I know we're not doing that one, but it sounds cool.
I mean, we do have a giant haunted lake, so
This is true.
Anyway, sorry. I just
Nope, totally fine. For the skills, on each life path, the first skill is mandatory. You have to buy that one, and it's usually something that's like really relevant to whatever the life path is. But just something to keep in mind. The other thing is the traits. Same idea with the traits. You have to purchase the first one. And then you can look up the traits in the book as well. Yeah, I think that's all I'll say about traits for now. And lastly, it'll say if there's any requirements. Some require you to be a life path before that, for example. Excuse me. And yeah. The other thing that we can kind of figure out is, Taryn, I'll help you out with some of the spirit binding stuff.
Cool, thank you.
And
I was curious about that.
yeah, I'll figure out where that is, because I know there's a few life paths in this book, but I think they're also on that app that I sent. I think it might have
Okay.
them.
Cool.
Is anyone else interested in doing any form of magical stuff? Okay.
I feel like
cool.
we've got our like Theogen, our fighter, and our rogue kind of starting. here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Ah,
Okay, sweet. The reason I asked is because the game suggests you either have 0, 1, or all magic people. But
0, 1, or all. Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
That's such a, yeah, like that makes perfect sense when you hear it, but like when you list it out like that, it's like, well, and then you're like, oh, I kind of get where they're going with that.
yeah,
hmm.
yeah. Cool. So at this point, we can just start like looking through life paths, browsing. I imagine this part will be pretty quiet as far as the stream goes.
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
talk stuff out, and like I mean,
Yeah.
I'm at least a verbal processor, so
Yeah.
or
Yes.
external.
Yep.
Asking questions and whatnot, and
Yeah.
what are so I guess the thing I'm asking, because like there's 3 born options, right? There's peasant, no, there's 4: peasant, village, city, and noble, right?
I think there's also one.
Oh,
that-
there's also servitude and yeah,
yeah.
or son of a gun. Is son of a gun a
Yes.
born?
It
Son of
does
a gun
count
might be
as
a born.
one.
Yeah, it does
Okay.
say under skills, yes, this is a born life path.
I like that a lot,
What?
actually. Son of a
Um,
gun, that's a seafaring one.
On 189, it's like, yeah, right in the middle there. Under skills, it's like 3 points general, and then in friends, yes, this is a born life path.
Ah,
What a little fun aside. This
I do.
book is
I like
great
that a
fun.
lot, actually. This book's really, yeah, I like this book
Yeah.
a lot.
One
What are you
thing-
guys thinking?
One thing
Born
that
wise.
I wanted to do. Sorry, I was just going to interrupt.
Oh, you're good. You're the chief.
I didn't want to do anything as far as like slavery goes, just because that's
Yep.
not something I enjoy in my games.
Yeah, that's definitely a line, I think.
yeah.
If we're talking lines and veils stuff, so
Yep.
cool. I was gonna actually say the same thing, so
Yeah. Okay.
but yeah. So I'm thinking city dweller born or city born. Does anyone know?
City
What are you guys
dweller.
thinking?
Yeah, I was trying to decide, like, I could go either way, like, I
I
don't
need
know.
to read back up on where, because I think Robin was not Robin. Yeah.
Mhm.
If I remember, Robin was part of the White Tower
I think so.
and
Yeah.
was
Yes, it was like a
opposing.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to say defector because that's not quite it, but
It's kind of the. It's kind
little
of
bit.
yeah, kind of.
Yeah. And we can change whatever we want to in that backstory to match these
What
characters.
you want and your life path. So yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
What are you thinking? I'm gonna bug you guys because this is how I process things. So
Bug,
for sure.
bug away.
for Mr. Soldier Man,
That's it. Me,
Hey, Mr.
Yeah.
Soldier Boy.
yeah.
Soldier Boy, tell them.
Wonder, because like, do we have like, I'm guessing like, I don't remember if we established or not, like settlements outside. Like, we have our main city, but like,
Hmm.
I was almost imagining like rolling French countrysides of estates and
okay,
Yeah, like small pockets of people.
and like,
yeah.
yeah, so peasants and villagers would make sense. Okay,
Mhm.
I was just curious about that, but
Yeah.
I'm still thinking city dweller, city born. So
Yeah. The weird thing about the Quiet Year is it technically does say that you're in a like incredibly small community, but so I
but
didn't
we're
think on that.
we're
Well,
also not
it was just-
post-apocalyptic. So
It was just
Well,
a
yes.
springboard.
I know. Yeah, I was just like because of that. I'm like, well, I don't know what everyone else was thinking on like size of this place. Like, is it a city kingdom situation or?
Mhm.
I was thinking closer to like more of like a mini kingdom, not like a vast like.
Like
But
a,
yeah.
a province.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a small like almost city state kind of situation.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
I'm kind of torn because I do still like the idea of Robin being at one point high enough in, you know, the religious order to be part of the White Tower, not necessarily enough to get like
Mhm.
magic powers or whatever. But I also kind of like the idea that, you know, he came from nothing and then found his way in there and was
Worked
like,
his way in.
ooh.
I was having
This is
like the
bad.
same dilemma.
So I'm kind of thinking of starting with a villager setting for
Okay.
Robin and seeing where it leads, and if it can lead to that point.
can I suggest some drama from our soldier boy?
Oh yes.
What if you were noble
Please.
born?
See, I was thinking. So I was split on if I wanted to be peasant born and working his way up, or noble born and like
Working your way down.
But see,
sideways, like Stuffy Rich who's like, I want
I
to lead general.
that's exactly what I was thinking with the nobleborn. Like that's where the idea of like oh, I'm next in line. Duh.
Yeah, like,
It's like-
you owe this to me.
yeah,
I've earned this, right?
yeah. I like it.
Not at all, but
I
yeah.
earned this by being born. Is an
Yeah.
important.
I was born.
All right. So I put my city dweller thing into the thing. And then I need to figure out how to start heading towards the church. I was born. What next?
I was born a baby.
A simple baby. What's up, you cool baby?
What's up, you cool baby?
Oh,
The
those
thing I
babies
also-
out there are cool for listening. Sorry. Go
Oh,
ahead.
I was just gonna say,
I pushed a button on this generator thing, and now there's so many things. Oh no!
Mhm.
Oh boy, what have I done?
wow, why isn't everyone just born noble? You get so many resources.
Because that's not the fun.
Why isn't everyone just rich?
Let's see.
I do kind of like that we ended up going 3 different
No. Yep, I got what you mean. Don't,
Yeah.
don't struggle there.
Thanks.
Oh, these are leads. Okay.
I'm just looking.
Okay, so
Oh, go ahead.
can you explain leads again? Is that just like
Yes. So you're restricted to stay within your setting.
Mhm.
So if you're in the villager setting, you have to stay as a villager and those life paths. But if you have a lead to the city setting from your life path, you can jump it into a life path in that setting, and just count how many times you do that, because that'll add an extra year to your age.
okay?
Yeah. I'm just looking for you, Taryn, for which ones have the spirit binding skill. One of them is the Weather Witch. So
We can always reskin, maybe? I don't know.
Yes, that's definitely an option. And then the other one is in the Codex, and it's in the peasant setting. It's the Speaker of Names. It requires 7 years, gives you 20 resources, a mental stat, has witchy skills. The thing for it that's worth mentioning is it requires being an augur a crazy witch, a neophyte sorcerer, or an elder.
Okay.
Yeah, and I can actually send that. Oh, but this is something I forgot. For your very first life path, you're going to get general skills, and you can spend those on whatever you want. So you could
Do we
buy...
spend those skills at the afterwards?
Yeah. So pick.
Okay,
This is
okay.
just picking life paths right now.
Okay.
So, things I would need to be. You said that, but Sonia would need to head towards peasant.
Yeah. I'll just open that page up again.
Oof.
Okay, so I see elder. What were the other? Oh, you're gonna send it to me. Never mind.
Yes, I am en route.
I will not pester you about it until you send it to me.
I closed my book for some reason, and now it's gone. Okay.
Augur kind of makes sense though.
I think
Oh,
so.
requires midwife, country wife, or must be female and character has no more than 3 life
We
paths
can
total. Never mind.
ignore. I don't really like that it puts gender norms
Yeah.
into it. So if we want, we can just pretend they don't exist, and I'm totally fine with that.
Okay.
There's a few things in this book that I
Yeah.
like to ignore.
Fair enough. Sorry. I saw the trapper and it's like traits 1 point. Foul smelling. Right.
I do enjoy that as a village born. I can't just completely and utterly skip being a kid.
Well, yeah. Sometimes
Technically.
you skip that in life.
Sometimes you just aren't.
I also do like though that you can be an idiot.
Yes.
I've basically realized that cavalryman is like the most direct thing I'm looking for, so I'm trying to like go between those 2 points.
Gotcha. Oh, you can be a corrupt sergeant as well as a village sergeant. Bribe wise. That sounds like a fun skill to have. Am I muted? No, I'm not. Yeah, no.
No, you're good.
I didn't have the screen up, so I was just like, am I talking to myself? Mining engineer. If in another life I would be playing one of the heat miners.
Yeah, like we ended up with so many like different things. I like my backup two were member of the Gathering of Kinfolk, which like I kind of thought would be interesting with your character, but might be more adversarial than I really wanted to do. And the other one was like someone who went on the Spooky Island expedition and like came back with some like ominous omen of some sort.
I'm already 18 years old, you guys.
Yay.
Okay, hang on. If I change, so just making sure I get this right. If I change life path settings, so I went from say villager to city, I would add an extra year on top of that.
Yep, exactly.
Yes. And actually the character burner worksheet has that little lead column. I think if you just drop a 1 in there, it'll add it in.
Cool. Cool. That's neat.
I posted the speaker of names thing in our Discord for your turn.
Thank you. Yeah, I saw that. I'm just trying to figure out how to get there.
I promise I'll understand this eventually.
Also, having my final life path be Speaker of Names sounds pretty badass, so very for it.
I'm trying to figure out. Part of me wants my final one to be somewhere in the Outcast setting based on what we have already established. And if we wanted to start with like the Vagrant.
These are not in alphabetical, are they, at all?
No, they're not.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Neophyte Sorcerer. What is that? That's also an option. I know this is super, super interesting. People watching this later. Me reading a book. No.
There are actually a lot of very good life paths in the Outcast setting to choose from for Maria.
Huh?
You could pick any of these Outcast ones and they'd be like kind of interesting twists on it. Like you could be an apostate, you could be an outlaw, insurrectionist. That seems
seems like pretty on the nose.
Yeah.
Okay.
Freebooter. Oh man, I could go Rogue Wizard though.
Ooh.
Rogue Wizard.
Yeah.
That's two different things.
That's just multi-class. That's fine.
Yeah. They've got one built-in multi-classing option.
Yep.
So I need to head to Peasant, right? Can I even do that with City? I need one option that leads me over there, that leads me to my fourth one, which is Speaker of Names. Okay, yeah, that would help, probably. Cool. Take previously? Okay. Okay, cool. Cool. I like that idea, and I like not knowing ahead of time so that like what domains I'll have, so that kind of won't color my choices. Okay, what am I?
I think I found it. You guys. I think I found
You
it.
think you found it?
Hang on. Can I spell? Can I get that? Wait, why can't I? Oh, wait, no, where is it? Oh, no. Hang on. Hold, please.
Technical
No,
difficulties.
I'm almost there. I'm
Please
almost
hold.
there.
Hang in there.
Hang in there.
Zach, how are you doing?
Talk
us what you're thinking.
Yeah, I've got an idea. Like I said, I was trying to like connect the dots to cavalrymen. So I'm thinking like the problem with that one is you're restricted to like one of the ones that is good with horses, or in our case, kin. Maybe both. So like I think Paige or born noble, then page, then squire, then cavalryman is kind of the best for life path version of that. Though Mhm. And like most of them actually are kind of generic. Like, I guess not under page, but under squire, there's like mounted combat training, lance. Like you get sword by default, shield training. So like, I somehow managed, I think, to get like, yeah, I got the right secret combination on my keyboard as I like set my foot down on it.
Nice.
I literally think it's just the space button. So
Is it space?
it's space.
When I hover over it, it doesn't mention space. Like you can do mute. The hotkey it says is Alt A.
Oh, space for me. Oh, cool.
Yeah, it also is
Yep,
for me.
space.
It
Neat.
just won't tell me about that one.
Yeah, you know, it's fine.
The invigorating conversation of Zoom.
Zoom.
Look, it wouldn't
All right.
be. Yeah.
I'm trying to find somewhere in here the thinker, and I can't find it. Where is it?
Is it in the codex? Is that why you can't find it?
I'm dead, baby. That's quite possible.
I feel like I remember seeing something, if not exactly thinker, like philosopher or something like that.
Oh, it's literally the last one. Haha.
Is there a space where it talks more out on traits, or is that just like
Yeah, I think further past, like, it kind of steps through all the steps. Eventually, one of those, based on the character burner worksheet, it's step 6.
okay? I was just curious about a thing. There's a trait called the story. It's from the city peddler option. And I kind of like that as like the first step in my character's life after being born. So, and then leading him to being an augur, leading him to be a. I think that'd be fun.
So how are these all organized in this book? Because it is
They're
very
put
not.
in there.
They are here.
I think it's just by setting, and I don't think the settings are in any particular order.
Sweet.
Yep. Okay. Okay. I
Yeah.
kind of like that. Use it. Yeah. Okay, so on this character sheet. Okay.
Oh God, he's gonna be old. Oh no. Oh no, guys.
How do I switch to peasant? Like I did the peddler thing. Oh, maybe city peddler doesn't get me where I want to go. Do you not get me where I want to go? Yeah. Okay, these have two different things. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, I think that might be a thing. It's village, serf, peasant, outcast, and they have villager, city, peasant. Okay.
All right, I got it. We're here, guys. I did it. I got all the way to the insurrectionist. Hooray!
Nice. I am still
Okay.
trying to get there because this does not like me. Because I can't seem to get to augur. I could be a neophyte sorcerer, but doesn't have the same
Oh,
call to it.
he's 54
Well,
years old, you guys. If I did my
one
math
second.
correctly.
Wow.
Oh nope, I did more than 4. That's why. Hang on. Let me do some. Let me do some revisions. I did way more than 4. Hang on. We get it. We're gonna fix this. Hang on. No, you're fine. You're fine. I get it now. I understand everything now. It's easier to it's easier to remove things. We'll get that. Hang on. I'm not done. Nope, you're fine. I understand. I heard what you were saying, but now I understand what you were saying. All right. Starting over. I know at least where I'm going now. Yep.
So, okay, so, take that. Okay. I think I have it figured out then. If I'm so born, city peddler, augur, speaker of names. So I think I can work that. If that's all right with you. Just augur is the only thing is the restriction of gender, but that's okay. Oh, I get the disturbed trait. Yes. Yep.
I like Born Noble just because the trait you have to take is Mark of Privilege, and I was like,
Yeah. Nice. All right.
My
So
fault.
now to figure out this Roll20 character sheet. I have a name. His name is Dwin. I like it. Stock is man. Age. I will have to figure that out. 4 life paths. Where do you do life pass on this thing? Character burner sheet. Ah, I am blind. That was my problem. Or just not perceptive. Low perception roll, everyone.
yeah, Character Burner worksheet's actually pretty nifty.
Yeah, I like it. Stock man. Born. Time is 12. Lead. Do I put anything for lead or just put 0 for that? If it doesn't, I'm not taking another life path.
Yeah, I think you just fill in 1 for, or at least what I've been doing. I fill in 1 for lead if you're actually using that life path to get to another, and then it
Okay.
tallies it up in age automatically. Then, otherwise, just leave it blank or 0 or whatever.
Skill 4, gen. Is that like how many? Okay, in general skills, yeah. So 4 trait, 1 point.
Yep.
Okay. Do I really want City Peddler though? Let me think on that. I thought I knew what I wanted. No, I don't. I'm not quite sure.
All right, I did get it this time though.
I could go from Neophyte Sorcerer to Augur. That would be interesting. Or Temple Acolyte.
Aha, guys, he's not 54. He's 21.
That's very
Ah.
different.
Aha,
That is different indeed.
I've done it.
One thing I was thinking for the age as well is age is important mechanically. It's going to determine our stats. But I think if we just want to like reflavor our age at the end, like if you did want to play someone who's, you know, like older, I think it's just a number that we can set afterwards.
Okay.
Just making sure I'm at where I want to be. City Peddler, that second life step is very free form right now.
Yeah.
What are you trying to do with that one? Like, you're trying to?
I'm
get to a
just
specific-
basically going. Well, no, because that one I'm just trying to get from city to peasant to get the augur to go to the speaker of names. Also, Speaker Dwin is my character called. So, is my
Nice.
character called? Yeah. That language and great tonight, y'all. So a lot of options. Apprentice, journeyman. I am just thinking here.
Yep.
There are a lot of options, and I just want to pick the right ones. Oh, nope, that's a requirement thing. Dang it! Sorry, I got excited about physician.
Uh-huh.
I think that one's tough to get to. I think you have to like, go through school and stuff.
Yeah, you have to become a student, or a young lady, or a midwife.
Young boy. Become a young boy.
I like the kid life path where you're just like, or
A jerk.
you're
I'm
just
just
like hanging around
styled.
being terrible.
Yep.
You just like get the bad egg trait,
Yeah.
trouble wise. Oh, you can have
What?
the skill of throwing
Throwing
rocks at people.
Amazing.
Oh,
Temple Acolyte or Neophyte Source. I think Temple Acolyte actually makes more sense than City Peddler. Now that I think about it, though.
Okay, so he's
Which gives me a
24.
believer for a trait, yeah.
Nice.
So I think I'm gonna head that direction.
Okay, I have my life pass in my character burner worksheet. I am Robin of Locksley.
I need a real fancy name.
Sweet.
Tim.
Dim.
They call me Tim.
Like whatever the fancy rich people version of Braun Dundragon is, I want to be that.
So once you've got your life pass picked out, I'll just say the next step for your head. It will tell you your age, and it should hopefully add it up nicely. On the right hand under stats, there's like a drop down menu for your age. You also have to filter it by the right group that you're in.
Stock, yeah.
And that'll tell you how many points that you get, and those points, the mental ones, can go between will and perception, and then your physical ones can go below there for power, fort, agility, and speed.
Do the mental age and physical age, I assume that they're the same?
It's just your character's age.
Okay.
Y'all, my
And then you could just spread them out between
yeah.
stats.
I'm-
Okay.
I have a question on the character sheet stuff. So like the general, the gen, what does that go for? Is that just the general ones that you get to the beginning?
Yeah.
The general skill points? So like, okay. So that one I would get 0 on that. On skill, but I would get 4 general.
Yes.
Yeah. 'Cause
Okay.
The other skill, do those have to only go into life path skill points at that point?
Yeah.
Like general can be anything, but the other ones like actually have to go in only the ones
Yep.
for life paths. Okay,
That is correct.
gotcha.
Okay. So
Be 29.
okay,
I'm
so,
actually
like-
older.
in the character sheet,
Yep.
so like so for mine, Village Born, it says skills 3 points general. I would put the 3 in the general column and not the
Yep.
skill column. Is that correct? Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah. I'm like bouncing between your character sheets, just sort of like trying to see it. I think everyone's on the
What does it
same
mean
page.
that I have 50 R or 50 res?
It's a resources.
Resource.
I have a decent bit of resources.
So you're going to be
Yeah,
able to
you're doing
buy
pretty well.
stuff with that.
I've got 3 magics.
I only have 24.
For being a city, and then peasant, I'm doing all right.
Yeah, because I'm at 54.
Wow, I almost got you, and you're
Like a
noble.
pauper. It's all right, guys. I was a simpleton who got into clerk work and then was like,
I have 6 skill points from my path. I have
So
2
kind of what
traits from that. 0 gen. Okay. Time plus leads. Put me as at I'm 30 years old.
Hey.
Filter by stock. Men.
Yes.
Okay. Man. Oh, physical. What's the difference between mental age and physical age?
There's no difference. It's just
Okay.
2 different drop-downs.
You
Okay.
just pick your age range, and that's just
Ah.
Oh,
how
I
it
missed
sets
my
those.
calling as a plumber, you guys.
Can we, if we do this again, we have to like do the most mundane setting, and we're just like all plumbers.
I
and
want to do
Yes.
a butcher, a baker, and a candlestick maker.
Oh my god, yes.
That's season 2. There's just like all this like huge stuff is going on, and then we like revisit the same setting, and it's just like all the normies
Average.
around town,
Yeah.
The normies. Yeah.
just like hanging out, just like, oh, you hear about that the trial of that Robin dude?
Uh,
I'm really just trying to get rid of the rats and cats in my candlestick shack.
The rats and cats.
cool.
Okay.
So,
So yeah, life paths are figured out, I think.
Yes.
Actually.
Yeah, I'm ready to
Sweet.
spend points.
Can we talk about them between us? Like, I want to hear what your guys' all
Yeah,
life
yeah,
paths
yeah.
are. And
let's do a round table. Just give everyone the high level of who they are. Taryn, how about you kick us off?
yeah, I am the speaker of names, Dwin. So Dwin. I actually really liked the names that the Chard character generator was popping out, so I kept cycling through that until I found one. So
Wait, Zach, tell us about yourself? Or your character, rather.
Yeah, so I went born noble. He's just gonna be a real stinker. And then page, and then squire, and then hopped over to professional soldier to be a cavalryman, ride around on kin and lance people and stuff.
oh, did you want the whole list? I could walk through that.
You can tell us. It's up to you.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought you said the highest, but
Mhm.
city born, then temple acolyte, then the augur who can sort of see things, and then the speaker of names. So
Sweet.
Those are all such cool names for life paths.
right.
Maria.
So Robin. Robin started off as village born, became a runner, and then a clerk, and is now an insurrectionist.
Nice.
My, how our lives change.
These things happen sometimes.
You know.
Think you're doing one thing with your life, and then you're just not.
Yep.
Pushing pencils, writing numbers, and all of a sudden you just want to change the world or whatever.
Awesome. So you can start sort of putting your stats in. The book recommends that you do between 3 and 6 for all your stats. If you do outside of that, it's going to get weird later. For like if your character is just like really dumb but super perceptive or something. So you can.
Is there a spot where it talks through that? What page is that in the book? I don't want to.
Yes, there is. 85.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to have that open so I know what I'm getting into.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm. Y'all, my soldier boy is not a smart person.
No,
I did not get very many mental points.
no. How old is Soldier Boy?
He's 25.
Okay.
How many
Oh,
mental
I'm
points
actually
did
the
you
older
get, Paul?
person.
Yeah.
How many mental points did you get though?
Well, I mean, I got 7 from age, I guess, but like, it seems like not much, but I guess it's only split between 2 stats. Oh, I didn't add in, or maybe does it auto add in the ones I had added?
Do they max out mental points? Because I got 3 from Life Pass, and I should get 7 from my age, but it's only
Did
showing
you
8.
add in the life path ones in the little stat thing?
Oh, I did not.
How do you do
Oh,
that?
That's a good question.
Just next to
That's
the
what-
MNP.
I was gonna be like, there's no way I only have 5.
The what? The MNP?
Yeah, so like on the character.
Yeah, no,
I
I added that in.
Oh, okay. So it should have auto added, I believe. If you put
Oh,
like the ones next to them were relevant, or
I don't think my stuff's showing up. Because
Da, da, da. Oh, I think it. So it automatically. So you have 8 mental points right now, Taryn, but it automatically put 1 into each of them.
oh
Okay.
yeah. So it starts off with that. So you probably should.
okay, that's where my issue. That's where my
Mhm.
issue is.
Yeah, because you can't have 0 in something. Apparently.
Well. All right, so I feel there we are, much better.
Yeah. So Maria, you have 7 total.
Okay.
Which page did you say the stuff was? explained on?
85.
85. Okay, yeah.
I'm kind of trying to decide if I want to split. Like, so I just started off with them even with however much I got. I'm trying to decide if I go, instead of doing 4 and 4 for will and perception, bump up will to like 5 and perception 3.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go 5 on my mental stuff.
Strong of will, but he's probably not like especially
Robin's not very
perceptive.
smart, guys.
I'm the brains apparently.
Brains.
I mean, yeah, that sounded about right from the get-go on the character concepts.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm very passionate, but I'm not very intelligent.
Yeah, because I can get 5 and 5, so on my mental pools, which is pretty
Nice.
good.
Oof.
I'm going 5 and 3. I'm gonna say will 5. That seems
Oh yeah.
thing. And it's still in like a reasonable range.
Yeah. I think will tends to be more like your charisma, intellectual abilities, and perception is your like wises, your observation.
And that seems to square with what I was thinking.
Is there a spot that talks about like the stats a little bit more in depth? Am I?
You know, I was
you
trying
know-
to find that.
I feel like I've read that at the beginning. Ha! I found it. Page 17. Answer my own question.
Nice. Yep.
Agility represents hand-eye coordination. I don't really need that as a priest. Speed might be important. And forte.
I feel like
I think
will.
I'm going to focus on speed and forte. Power and agility, no. Not very hand-eye coordinated, not very powerful. I'm a priest, man. I'm a speaker. I don't need that. Tossing things at me. Don't do that. Okay. So speed and forte.
Okay, so we can upgrade the shades if we have just like a lot of points.
Yes, I don't think we're gonna do that for
Okay.
our
And with
game.
4 life paths, I don't know that you could reasonably do that either.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if the numbers square on that. Like, you technically could, sure, but
Yeah.
Okay. That's all good and square.
Sweet. So while we're still picking stat points, the next part, and I haven't done this on Roll20, so I'm like a little bit scared of how this is gonna go, is the skill points. I think what it wants you to do is to add all the skills from your life paths into this list.
That's
Oh.
yeah.
and then you can check for required. You can check if you open it or not. It looks like
Yeah.
so you can have
So-
all the possible ones listed there.
So witches are required. It's the first one, right? And
Yeah.
the same with the traits.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. City born is general. So do we leave that open? Like our born stuff is just, or do we want to pick our skills on that?
Does it come with any skills? I can't remember.
Mine just says general.
Yeah, I don't know that the born settings necessarily do. Born noble was the same way. I only get 5 general skill points.
Yeah.
Oh,
then you
5
don't-
general. Jeez.
Wow.
Look at you, Mr. Skilled.
It turns out when you're born noble and don't have to like do anything, people can just like teach you stuff.
I only have one. No, I have 3. That's normal.
I'm curious what the seafaring one does when you get born.
Okay. I missed where we're at because I was busy getting very.
We're looking at skills right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think how the character sheet works now is on the skill list. I think it wants you to write in all the options from the life paths that you took under the column.
Okay.
And it has the root, and the root is what the skill is based in. And in our Google Drive, there's a spreadsheet of all the skills that someone made. That's kind of handy just for doing a control find to see what the skill's rooted in. And the reason why that matters is because that's going to figure out what level it opens up as. I think it's usually half of the root rounded down.
Sounds right.
Yeah, and then you can also check off if the skill is required, if you're opening it. And I'm just looking at the other columns, and I don't think they're relevant. Yeah, so this part's a bit tedious.
Yeah. So the first stat is the one that's required. Or first skill.
Yep.
I'm just checking on that, making sure.
Yep.
Okay, but in the sheet we should put down all the skills we've technically acquired, like all the skills that are listed in the.
Yeah. If there's
And
one
so
you're for sure not going for, you don't have to. Like, it's not going to be relevant later, but
For now, probably good.
yeah.
Okay.
And then if we are required to have it, we need to open it, right?
I think
Yes.
so.
Yeah, because that marks down a skill thing.
Yep.
Yeah, that's when
So-
you like actually have it.
Yeah. And then what is the BG and W is
So
Shade.
that's yeah.
shades. Yep. Okay. And then advance,
So
is that like putting another point in a skill or
yeah, that's if you want to bump it, level it up further.
Okay, cool.
Oh, there's also that little semi-unmarked.
If you hover over it,
Yeah.
it says training skill, dwarven magical skill, Evan spell, or skill song, wolf song.
Cool, because
I
yeah,
don't know
I've
what
got
those
some,
are, but wolf
training
song sounds
ones.
cool. Yeah.
You can play giant wolves in this game, which is what
What?
I'm going to use to make the dinosaurs out of.
Sweet.
'Cause the new thing about the wolves is they can enter like the spirit realm. They have whole life paths for that, and I just find it all very appealing. I was like,
That's
yes.
amazing. And yep.
I don't. The only skill that might be trained is spirit binding. And I'm gonna check on that.
I love the spell list or skill list for some of these from Augur. Astrology, sorcery, falsehood, ugly truth, and omen wise. So
I should tell you about astrology because that's a unique skill. Astrology
Yeah.
is neat because you can link it into any test you want. It's sort of like, I read the stars last night and I have insight into what's going to happen.
sweet.
The thing about it though is that it can, in this game, dice can explode when you roll a 6. So you get a success and then you roll more of them. But astrology is special. It can explode downwards. If you roll a 1, it can take away from your
Oh,
successes.
I did not remember. I love that. Ooh.
I do too. I'm really glad I have that skill now, and it's a required one. So
Mhm.
for my augur, which is awesome. So, and then I need to pull my skills from. Oh, get spirit binding. Yes.
Also, pro tip on the checkbox for like the training and skill songs and stuff like that. It like automatically takes away from your skill list, so probably don't check that unless you're actually like opening that skill. It's just what does the extra point, so otherwise you don't want to just like mark that on all the relevant ones.
Yeah.
which one? Open or
No, the like one that's between the shade and advanced, the like
the
I like-
training?
yeah, I went and like marked my training ones and I realized it like actually took away my skill list even though I hadn't opened those yet.
Okay.
Do you know where it says if they're training skills or not?
My 3 ones just have training in the name, like mounted combat training, shield training, armor training. So, and then like it also has a little like cross asterisk symbol thing
Ah, okay.
and
Another
a note
question.
about it.
Question about skills. If it has 2 roots, can you pick which one?
They get averaged together, and you take half of that.
Okay.
I think the character sheet might.
It has like a custom, but it doesn't have like a.
Oh, if you press the little box beside the root,
Aha!
It opens it up.
yeah,
Oh wow! How nice.
World.
Oh, this world.
I think I have my skills all down, so this is. I just need to go and figure out what their roots are. Gosh, I wish I was using my dual monitors, but I'm just on my laptop right now.
Hey. Okay, so like some of the specific skills like contract wise or shortcut wise that I currently have don't have any roots at all.
Oh, that's
have any, like,
because
description.
anything that is a wise is rooted in perception.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Good
that's one
to
of the special cases. So I think it's probably worth mentioning wises. Wises in the game can be used in one of 2 ways. It can be used in the I want to know about this, let's get incrementally more knowledge based off of how successful I am. Or it's sort of like your GM tool within the game where it's like, you know what, the thing about bargaining in this place is that everyone has to wear a red sash to it, otherwise you're not taken seriously. And then you roll to see if you're successful or not. So you can sort of like add to the setting with them.
Well, I have like five wises, so
Wow, you're so wise.
So wise.
I have temple wise, omen wise, pass wise, spirit wise, and domain wise.
Wow.
I only have 1 wise, and I have a question about it
Yep.
because it is technically horse wise.
Oh,
Now, can I make that instead like kin
Kin-wise?
wise? Yeah.
yep. I think that makes
Since
sense.
doing I'm a cavalry rider person, but not with horses, because why would you want horses?
You're a kin rider.
Screw horses.
No.
Okay. So the first, just to make sure I'm getting this right, the first skill in each one is required.
Yep.
Okay.
If anyone wants to go back and change their stats because they're like, oh, I'm using this stat a lot, feel free to just go for it.
There's a stat literally called beer appraisal, which is,
On brand.
yeah, exactly. And the root is hatred. So it's
Uh,
labeled.
Oh, 'cause that's
from the orcs.
yeah.
Yeah, I just
Mhm.
I like it a lot. Okay, I'm looking for bureaucracy, not bureaucracy.
Yeah.
Now, but had we considered what if bureaucracy?
What if? Okay, so we hit open on the ones that we are taking.
Yeah.
Correct? Do we have to hit open on the required ones, or is that already accounted?
I think you do.
Okay, I figured because my list did not go down.
Yep. Yep.
Sweet.
And then in the second to last column, the ADV, the
Oh.
advanced one, that's how you can spend more points in the skills to make them go higher levels.
Sweet, because I could like literally take all of these skills and still have points left over.
Yep.
Neat.
Y'all, I'm gonna be very based in perception if this keeps up.
I'm gonna be able to write you guys, so there.
Yeah. By the way,
And
if you want to
read.
read and write, you need to make that explicit.
Yes, I can read and write you all.
Oh, so you need to open the skills? Is that a thing that you have to do?
Yes.
Okay, just checking. I thought so, but falsehood is a will. Okay,
Where there is a will.
there's a falsehood. Yeah, perception. I might have to bump perception, just because like 9/10 of my skills are all based in that.
Yeah. I should figure out what spirit binding
Nope,
is.
spirit
based
binding
on.
as well. Spirit binding as well. So I'm not losing that. What is cercination?
Yeah. I think that's one of your skills that will help you bind spirits, but I was literally actually just about to check that out because I was like, there are more skills that are relevant.
Y'all, I have a serious question.
Yeah.
Should I take arson?
Yes. Why is that a question? Why is that not a statement? Y'all, I took arson.
Y'all.
We're playing Burning Wheel, okay?
No.
Come on.
You gotta get the wheel on fire somehow or another.
It's true, and now I can use how common household items to quickly set a building on fire.
I love it so much.
Yes.
All right. So I need to start picking skills. So obviously I'm going to open reading and writing because, you know, I'm a priest. I need to be able to do that.
All right, but can our soldier boy read or write?
I can because I'm noble. If I
Oh.
had gone a different, like, I've got those and I will probably open those.
We're also literate. How nice.
Yeah, I'm a fancy soldier boy.
Okay, if I open everything, I have 4 skills left. Do I want to open everything?
So cercination is your ability to like draw circles and stuff that will help you bind spirits.
Okay.
And you'll use it before you do your spirit binding to see how well you can set them up. And you can also use it, for example, if a spirit is haunting you or something, you can draw like prison circles to bind them and get them to go
I'm so
away.
happy I have that skill. Ugly truth and falsehood. I'm trying to think. Maybe if I had like, I could just look up skill stuff.
Yeah.
That'd be better. Is there a resource for that?
So
Or page?
A
The
resource.
list?
There's
Is
an
there
app
a
for
resource?
that.
the list is
I wish.
alphabetical, which is
Yeah,
nice.
like 250.
Okay, I found it now. I ask and then I find. So just inputting the if then commands on my programming. So
Yeah.
if I ask about it, will I find it?
Karen, you can also start thinking about what domains you are familiar with from your
Okay.
class.
Is there like a list for that or?
I think it says that you just come up with them based
Okay.
off of the name. It's from
Oh,
an
based off
example.
my pass.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you were an augur, you might be in the domain of auguries.
Wow.
Or-
Augurs are
Yeah.
like I guess if you think of augury like foresight,
Yep.
future, yeah. So domain of the stars maybe.
Ooh.
Do I get one for each life path or how does that work?
I think so. I'm just gonna check if you get one for your born life path and for your
Oh, yeah,
speaker
for
of
the
names.
spirit, yeah, speaker of names.
I want yeah, I want that skill. I want Ugly Truth. It's literally the ability to the singular ability to strip a situation or argument to its bare naked core.
Ugly Truth is nice because a lot of the social skills are against the other character's will, and Ugly
Yeah.
Truth is one of the ones that's like, it just depends on how like mean I'm being about this, or how honest rather.
Yeah. Yeah. What's sorcery? Sorcery might open another magic. I don't need 2 things of magic.
So this is just what it says for the starting domains. The character starts with 1 bound domain for each life path and appropriate trait. You may summon spirits in bound domains, but you are not powerful there. The player describes the most prominent geographic location for each life path. The summoner is bound to this domain. For example, if the summoner grew up on a farm and has the farmer life path, you take the domain binding farms. Whether you're on a farm, or whenever you're on a farm, you can conjure their spirits, even if it is a farm you grew up on. A character who has never been at sea cannot conjure while at sea. A character who's never been to a mountain prairie cannot call their spirits, for example. And then the traits that give you additional domains is, you know what? I will put a bookmark here for when we get to the traits, because it's
Yeah,
like,
that's yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not taking sorcery. I don't need another thing of magic.
Yeah, we won't use sorcery.
Yeah.
Since we're doing spirit binding.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Also, because, yeah. It's a lot to keep track of.
Yep.
Okay, so that gives me 6 skills. How many can... Is there a limit to how much you can advance a skill? Is it just once?
You can.
Beginning?
I wouldn't go over 6. So there's no limit.
Over 3.
Okay.
I have too
Yeah,
many
there's
skills.
not-
I want all of them though.
I know, I'm like, I clicked all of them, and now I'm just like slowly working through
Uh-huh.
the ones that I'm not required on. Do I want bureaucracy? Let's find out.
I have bureaucracy. Stay out
Yeah,
of my.
That
stay out of
feels
my
like feels like something that's more in your area, but
Yeah. I think actually I want to do this. That be my.
no, I don't like that. I don't want it. Read and write, yes. Temple wise, troll etiquette. Sorry.
Eh. Just gonna have really high bureaucracy. Well, let's see.
Put all your skills into bureaucracy only.
Well, I have my 2 highest skills are bureaucracy and oratory. I'm a very good public speaker.
I like that about it. Yeah.
But it's only a 4 and a 3. I mean, it's only a 4 and a 3.
I think that's good for starting. We also have the general skill points, and I can't figure out where these go on the character sheet, but the general ones you can spend on any skills whatsoever, as long as humans can take them.
So can we get new skills with?
Yes. So, for example, if you didn't have history but you really wanted it, you can use your general points there, and you can open up however many you have. You can also increase the level with those points, and there's the skill list in our Google Drive, which I think has them sorted by skill type.
Yeah, by root maybe.
Yeah. And there's like 300, so don't feel obligated to choose them right now. You can take a look whenever.
Can we pump those into skills that we already have?
Yep.
Okay, I might do that. Just be.
I can't figure out how to use them on the character sheet though properly.
The general.
Yeah.
I think if you just put them in like the skill,
Mhm.
like they would work over into the skill column. You just mark that you have 4 general.
Mhm.
So like, or if you're noble, you get 5.
Or if you're me, you get 3.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
I entered them into general, it just like moved them into the section of like my total skills to use.
Yeah, same.
Oh.
Did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you just kind of have to know like the last X number of them you can use for whatever.
Okay.
Okay, that's good to know.
And that changes things.
Or were you getting more skills than you should have had?
No. It only let me get 14, which is my total. But 3 of those were general.
Mm.
That makes sense. Can I get rude carpentry? Because I just want to make like phallic images and
You know what, Maria? Yeah, I'm not taking falsehood or ugly truth. I don't think actually. I'm trying to decide, but I'm gonna pump into spirit binding, circulation, and astrology.
yeah.
I think I'm for sure taking appropriate weapons because if it reads how I think it does, it's like not a skill like anything else is, but it's like a generic entry that if you take it, you basically just get a start with the right weapons that would fit your life paths.
I think so, and I think you like write down which weapons
Mm-hmm.
you're using.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know if there's a more detailed entry than on the skill list somewhere.
I can take a look.
Okay, I think I have my skills figured out, y'all.
Sweet.
I mainly spirit binding, circulation, and writing. Or no, astrology.
Writing.
Writing. No.
I'm real good at that writing stuff.
I need to check my skills. Perception's good still. I think I want agility instead of speed though, just based on skill rolls.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an agile 30-year-old.
99% of my skills are either perception or will based. That's it. And then I have agility in 2 of them.
Actually-
One of those agility ones is arson, so.
You gotta be quick on the arson.
Gotta
Oh
be.
man, can I be drunking?
Is that?
It's a skill. It's a skill called drunking, but it's dwarves.
I was gonna say, is that one dwarf only?
But I want it. Oh, there's so many good ones. Brutal intimidation.
Okay.
Good skills. Weird good skills. Rope chant.
I think that's an elven skill.
It
Oh.
sure is.
Elves are neat because they have skills which are songs that they sing,
Oh, that's pretty cool.
and that's sort of one of their things is they have a bunch of magical songs that they take.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Oh, traits. We're moving on to traits now. Traits.
Yeah. So traits, the way they work is you can choose any of the traits that are in your life paths for 1 point. You can buy the traits that are in the book for their cost. Most of the traits. So there's a few different types of traits. There's character traits, which is like this sort of describes the being of my character, and I think the way the book describes it is if you have the trait, what's an example? Harry, you are like Harry with a capital H. You are the
The
hairy
hairiest.
person.
Like notably hairy. People
Yeah.
would say that. Like,
yeah.
Oh yeah, it's that one, the hairy one.
yeah,
Yeah.
the hairy person.
Yeah.
And there's some traits that have mechanical benefits. I think it depends really on which trait, so you kind of have to look them up. Yeah, so there's that. And then I'm just going to look up, there's the one trait that you mentioned, Taryn, that was a call-on trait that I think can win ties and do rerolls.
Okay, I didn't take that path anymore though,
Oh,
so
okay.
I don't know if that
Cool.
affects you. I mean, we might have other call-on traits depending on life paths, but
Yeah. So folks can start picking the traits. I will list for you, Taryn, the list of...
can you give me a second to get my list together?
Oh, yep. Yes.
I would appreciate that.
Yeah. Just ask me when you want it, and I can...
Okay.
I can get it marked.
And then again, the required ones are the ones that are the first one listed.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Oh, cool. I don't get a choice. I get to be a zealot, you guys.
I'm disturbed, so
Neat.
we're doing great, y'all.
It's just a character trait. That's not bad.
One of these traits is Cassandra. I'm very curious what that means.
So some of the traits in the book are based off of the Greek myths of the corresponding character. So
Oh,
Cassandra
cool.
is a character who could see visions of things to happen, but no one believed them. So if you take the
Oh.
Cassandra trait, you'll get visions, and no one's going to believe them when you tell them.
Okay, so the cost of the traits is
It's 1 if it's on your list.
okay.
If it's anywhere else, like in just the book in general, it's whatever's beside.
Okay,
beside it.
so we get the required ones, we have to pay the cost, and then we kind of, after that, we go through and pick. So I have 3 traits left over. So
Yeah.
Sweet.
I'm going to pick those 3, and then I will pug you, Corey, about domains and whatnot.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm required to have cramped hands.
I'm required to be well-traveled, disturbed, and a believer. So,
Wow.
yeah, very, yeah. Is there a list for traits?
Traits start at 310.
Okay, I was almost there. Again, ask and you shall receive.
Reserve.
Or sure.
Yeah, don't worry.
Wait, there's a waiting tables trait or skill. I love
Mhm.
it.
Corey,
Yep.
how do we feel about different shades for skills? We kind of mentioned that for stats, we were iffy on it.
Yeah, I was sort of assuming that again, we wouldn't have enough points to bump it up. So I'd like to keep them all within the black shade. Yeah, if there's something specific that you're like, yes, this person is the master of this within the land.
Well, yeah, I'd like started advancing after I'd taken at least all the ones I cared about and still had, a handful left over. And it's like, I could technically do that, but maybe I'll just spread them around to be more balanced.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
like on my first one, believer. Believers fervently accept the truth. All faith obstacles used against believers are made at -1 ob. Okay.
Guys, I really want to take this unlucky trait like really bad.
Oh, I would not be upset with you for that.
No.
Unlucky sounds like the funnest trait. Like, it has a bunch
Yeah.
of really cool mechanics, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's the unlucky character has a hard life. Whenever the player makes an arbitrary decision about something in game, it's always wrong. If, for example, the character comes to a fork in the road and the player just shrugs, I don't know, I go left. It's the wrong direction. Doesn't matter what the truth is, that's his luck.
I like that a lot.
Oh, good.
Should I-
Tonsured.
I literally just got to that point.
Hmm. Can you pick Tonsured too?
Yeah, it's just a human life path.
No, I
right?
was just curious. Yeah, because it's interesting. Symbolically shaved. I don't like that they just use his, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
again, also the character is authorized to officiate any of the rituals of his order. Feel like I kind of need that one, because I feel like I'm kind of like being 30 and like this far into the order. Like I feel like I kind of need to be able to officiate ceremonies.
Yeah. I did a test run of this with Dan and Nox, and I had pre-generated characters because I was just trying it with just one book, and Nox's character had Tonsured, and she was like, nope, that is not happening. We are not going to have that hairstyle.
Faith opens up the faith attribute. I don't need that because I've got spirit binding. So
Yeah, exactly.
So
Faith is another type of magic in this game, so
the other one that I was thinking of. So
yeah.
Before you tempted me with spirit binding.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So in the traits lists, by the points, there's like char or DT or CO.
Yeah. So if it says char, that means it's a character trait. It's just sort of like it helps define your character, and it's going to give you resources later if you play into it. If it says CO, that means it's a call-on trait, and you can use it once per game to break a tie or re-roll. I can't remember exactly how that works, but if someone takes that, we'll figure it out. And DT, I think, means it's a special mechanical bonus,
Okay.
which stands for die trait.
Are the traits that I get from Speaker of Names in this, or would they be in? I haven't looked yet, but I was just curious if I was gonna have to. If I was gonna look and not find, or
You won't find them in there, but I did put them in our chat.
I meant like the descriptions.
Oh, I see.
Just possibly taking them because it's well traveled, which I have to take. Brook No Fools, which sounds great, and
Yeah.
then Feyblood, which I'm also curious about.
Yeah, I'll look them up.
Touch of Ages. The trait allows the characters to read objects through touch. Successful perception test will give the impressions present in the object. Strong emotion, arcana, or even age. Type, name of object. OB2. Length of time the object has been in the current position. OB4, OB5. Oh, y'all, I might have to take that.
Oh my, this is long. Okay.
Ah! How about profuse sweat, you guys?
You have the worst traits.
I didn't pick it. I haven't picked it. I'm
just saying, like,
there's
you
just
have bad
options.
options. You have bad
Just-
options.
It's just the ones that are jumping out to me, you guys.
Okay, so Brook No Fools is the Spirit Binder's art is not something to be trifled with. Their secrets are well kept because meddling fools will only cause irreparable harm to themselves and the domains which they tamper. A summoner with this trait receives a fate point every time they rebuff an offer to help a potential student. And you receive a persona point whenever you actively thwart another character from learning the secrets of spirit binding or cercination. So it's sort of like you are a dick to people that want to learn stuff about.
What are you doing? Shove off.
And then Feyblood is on page 326.
Okay. Cool. I'm curious about
Now, I have an important decision to make. Noble Born was the only one that actually gave me life path traits. But of those, so Mark of Privilege is required, but the other three it lists as options are either your eminence, your grace, or your lordship. So I gotta decide how Like, where I rank? Am I like Duke level, or am I like Viscount Count level, or am I just like lower nobility?
I'm pretty flexible on, we can make whatever level we need to exist.
Now, I do like this section under Your Grace. So, Dukes and Bishop bear the appellation of Your Grace. To fail to refer to them by title is to lose one's head or the sanctity of one's mortal soul. The character need not have experienced the actual duties of Duke or Bishop, but the rank is his to flaunt. So that's kind of fun.
That was Your Grace?
Yes.
Nice.
Oh no. I think I may have picked a trait though that is actually not good for me. And it's nearsighted. I really
You
want.
have to pick that one.
I kind of want to. I don't have to, but I kind of want to.
Not required to, but kind of has
I
to.
kind of have. I don't know, because it's literally, it's too much time spent reading in Candlelight has strained this character's vision. Or it's basically what they've done for, like, well, I guess 4 years isn't a long time. I was thinking of the other 7 other things that I had chosen at one time.
Looking at because Feyblood allows me to pick ones from elf, dwarf, and orc pass. I'm just seeing if any of them have like things that make sense in character. So there's Void Embrace, which is an orc character only path
Ooh.
or trait. I don't think that makes sense, but it's just a cool name.
Long of limb. I have really long arms. I just love how some of these.
Can you talk me through grief? Is that something everyone deals with, or is that like an elf thing?
Yeah, so elves have grief, and
Okay.
basically every time something bad happens to them, they mourn over it. And once their grief goes high enough, their character goes out to the west and doesn't return ever because they're sick and tired of
Okay.
dealing with stuff.
Well, that's sad.
Yeah. In the sort of lore that the book pushes, you can go from a grieving elf to a spiteful elf. And if you become spiteful, you can turn into an orc and gain hatred. That's sort of the like
Huh.
Interesting.
thing it pushes.
Now, if I really want to lean into my character just being not good, there is the reviled trait.
Oh no.
I will say, I myself am okay if one of you ends up being the antagonist in this situation on that. I think that's
On
more
that
of a-
note,
Yeah, I think it's more of a group decision, but
I mean, I am in a position to do that.
Yeah, that's the. I want to take your antagonism away from you. We can't all be the bad guy.
I'm over here like the one like
It's kind of like magic. There should be 0 bad guys, 1 bad guys, or all bad.
Everyone.
it
Too
just
bad.
got done with Urban Shadows, y'all. Oh, I really am not a fan of Rain Man being a trait.
Yeah.
Not sure how I like that one, but it seems a little
Little. Oh no, there it is. Fear of cheese. I forgot about that one.
Yes, I couldn't remember if it was afraid or scared or fear. That was
Fear of cheese. Oh no, but I want that one.
So I did find out you have to take that trait if you take the Mad Wizard life path, I think was it.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh,
no.
yeah.
I love- what a perfect detail.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Yep. Fear of cheese and fear of wet noises. Wow.
This game, y'all.
Wow. fine, but I want no.
What?
But I want to have a fear of cheese.
When is that going to come up in game?
It never.
Like it says, that when you make the character, this is you speaking into existence what you want to happen in play.
Yeah.
Which is that cheese will be present. And it will be terrifying.
Cheese will be present.
There's a lot of options. Oh. Okay. So Corey,
Yep.
there's an orc trait, lynx-eyed like burning coals. Orcs can see clearly in darkness and shadow. They never suffer a penalty for such conditions. Can we spin my ability to my connection to the spirits? That is what allows me to see in the dark, basically,
So you
in
want
shadows.
what was it called? Link.
Lynx-eyed like burning coals.
Oh, Lynx.
Yeah,
Ah.
Then
like
cat.
the lynx, like the lynx cat.
Oh. Okay.
Because I could take, basically what I'm thinking is if I take the Fey Blooded, which
Okay.
allows me to take that.
Okay. Yep. I think that makes sense.
Okay, just an idea. Sorry, I'm just running
Yeah.
through options. I also have like, there's so many things that I want and I don't have all of the points to spend.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I only have 1 point left.
Yeah, I don't have very many trait points to start with, so.
I had 6.
Okay, I had 4, so. I do like disturbingly confident just because the wording of that is really good. Like confident to the point that it's upsetting to the outside observer.
Okay,
Uh,
so
I kind of
my,
want that one.
my options are Tonsured, Cassandra, but I took Dreamer. I feel like those are kind of more close between Dreamer and Cassandra. Brook No Fools and Feyblood.
Okay.
I know we're like taking time here, Corey, but
No, it's fine. I think we're halfway through.
okay, and we're about halfway through time.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been like keeping a bit of an eye on that. I think we're fine.
Oh. well-
Life is death.
No. Guys, Catalyst would have been perfect, but I only have 2 points.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, because I have to have. Here's what I have to have. I have to have skinny, cramped hands and zealot.
That's an amazing character already.
But zealot requires 2 points, and I only had
If you
6.
if it's on your list of things that's from your life paths, it only costs 1, regardless
It's
of
not
what
on.
it says.
It's not on.
Uh,
Oh, regardless of like. Okay, so like for the insurrectionist, the trait says 2 points, and then zealot, so it only costs 1.
Yep. If it's on your
Oh.
list, it only costs 1.
Neato burrito, guys.
Hey, Corey, can you tell me what well-traveled is? Because it's one of my required ones, and it's not in here.
Oh, that's weird.
Unless it should be, and I'm just...
No,
Oh.
I don't see it. There are 2 other. There's well appointed and well dressed, but no well traveled.
Yep.
Unless it's like one of those super specific ones.
I'll check the codex and see if it's there.
Okay, much appreciated. Because it does come
Yeah.
from Speaker
Oh,
of Names, so...
Oh.
that would do it. Duh.
No, guys,
Oh.
I found a trait that basically described everyone at the beginning of this, not us, but the world. Bookworm. There's a little blurb here. You've got to leave this library and go out and experience the world. Stop hiding in your books and live, warned the old instructor. Yeah, right, thought the student. All the knowledge I'll ever need is here, in these books.
Corey, by the way, I took Dreamer just to give you an access to our in-game
Yeah.
stuff,
Oh,
so
yeah.
you can give me
Yeah.
relevant information. I'm an intermediary for information between you and the rest of the group.
Yep.
So, just because I like that.
Mhm. So
There's one called Bee Speaker.
that one's important for Speaker of Names. If that, if you want that, Taryn.
You can understand the secret lives of bees. You can understand their signs and buzzing, but you can't really talk back to them.
Okay, so well traveled says the speaker of names wanders the lands and seas, communing with the spirits. This trait allows the player to take a new domain when their character travels to a new locale in play. The player may
cool.
describe their memory of this place, or a place like it. You can describe when you traveled there before, and then you add a new domain to your spirit binder starting at level 0, and I'll tell you both levels when we get to resources.
Cool. But that's the one I want to have to take, so that works out well.
Okay, cool.
That's my required one, so. All right, I'm very close to picking my last one, I promise.
Yep, that's fine.
All right, I can either
Cold black blood.
What was that, Maria?
Well, Catalyst is great because you're the center of something great and terrible. Earn a persona point every time your actions cause a conflict between two powerful personas or organizations, which I feel is kind of cool. But also, I'm gonna mispronounce this. Atreviso. They're always fiddling with every little thing they can. When in a new place or a stressful situation, they have to pass a test to resist touching and fiddling. If I fail, you go for the most fragile or breakable thing. That one would just be a really fun, like, it's just a character choice.
Duel of Wits and Steel. What does that involve? Is that magic? I feel like that's magic based.
So Duel of Wits is what happens when we want to have essentially combat through words.
Okay.
I actually have some of that set up in Roll20, so I can give you a quick peek at it. And Steel is it's essentially a wisdom saving throw for D&D. It's like something scary happens. Do you steal your nerves, or do you I think there's 4 options that you can pick from.
Okay. So there's one in here that comes from the Elven Life Path trait. I'm still thinking about stuff from Feyblood. Calm Demeanor. To betray fear and agitation is to betray oneself. Call on for Steel in the Duel of Wits. So.
So Steel in a Duel of Wits might come up if you're arguing with someone and they
blast you.
Yeah.
Okay.
You get roasted and you're like,
I am gonna try my darndest not to get roasted. So.
I did just take scheming, which does give me a +1 to my body of argument in Duel of Wits. So I thought scheming would be fun.
Yeah, I like that, but. Can I take Born Under the Silver Stars? No, I'm just kidding. It's a cool one, but I technically could grab it.
Yeah. If anyone wants to take a peek on Roll20, you should see a deck of cards. And if you hover over it and choose, you can just sort of see what the different options are. I just had it prepared and handy, so figured I'd...
Neato.
Neato indeed.
Yeah, so you're in a Duel of Wits and you fail your Steel test and you run screaming.
Yeah, that's an example.
Affinity for sheeps and goats. Not needed, but
good to know it's there. That's how I feel about a lot. There's the ones ambidextrous and things like that that are just the little tiny character details that I really like.
Affinity for spiders.
I did see that one as well.
Is that the orc specific?
Yeah, it's an orc one.
Yeah.
They're into spiders.
There's giant spiders for the orcs that they ride into combat. Is there?
Amazing.
Another really good one is Pickled. This character may ignore all starting health penalties for having an unhealthy lifestyle and whatnot. The character must peruse the unhealthy lifestyle in-game.
Wow.
Bastard. Yeah. I could take Bearded.
Yes. I think
Technically could. Doesn't do anything for me, but
yeah. I was
Makes you
gonna say,
bearded.
Beard.
beard's
it
an
just would make
interesting
me
one.
bearded. Give me a dwarven beard on a human body.
Especially bearded.
Gosh, I have so many options. I'm sorry, everyone. I know this is on me.
No, it's not. Trust me, it's not.
Oh, it's not.
Not just. No.
Okay.
I am also here.
Zach's like, I've been done for 8 hours.
Look, I finally caught back up because on skills, I just had so many options and like ended up advancing stuff a bunch and was trying to figure that out. And then traits, I'm like, I've got 4, one's required.
Yeah.
I took scheming, which cost me 2, so I was like, huh. I'm still trying to decide between like your grace, your eminence, and your lordship. Like, I'm trying to decide if it's more interesting if he like isn't actually that noble.
Oh,
and arrogant.
okay. I think I might have screwed things up anyway, so I might have to go back. Bear with me for a second. I might not have had as many points as I thought I did. Oh, if it doesn't have a cost next to it, can I just take it?
For a trait,
Yeah.
I think that assumes it costs 1 if it doesn't have a cost beside it.
Such as running parentheses away.
Like those a lot of times at the very bottom mark restriction, so I think they like can only be gotten through a certain life path.
Okay. I'm just curious because tonsure doesn't technically have a point value to it, but there are ones that do have like 1 point values to them. So
Yeah. I'm gonna check because I think it says.
if
somewhere.
not, assume 1. Okay.
Oh yeah, it
That's
says unpriced life pass may only be taken. The trait costs 1.
okay. Touch of Aegis costs 7, so I can't take that. I got
Oh.
excited. Just Dreamer takes 3, which is all of my points. So I'm gonna take that and call it a day.
Is Dreamer on your list though?
Yeah.
If it's on your list, it only costs 1 point.
Oh well, then again, I'm back to being.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
They-
you can get rat speak.
Mm-hmm.
Don't need that.
You sure?
Guys, I
it's-
really want like the shiny eyes thing with the links, but it won't really feel like valuable. I don't think so.
Well,
How about screaming?
how about screaming? Tell us
Just
about screaming, Zach.
it costs you 1 point, and your character could be not even just like a person who screams, but capital S screaming, like notably screaming.
Notably,
Y'all,
Like-
y'all, I'm real tempted to take Lost. I'm just this like completely just lost, just never knowing where he's going. Priest just sounds the greatest, and also very juxtaposed of well traveled.
Oh,
Like
before I started,
I just
Been everywhere,
wander-
but you don't know how to get back there.
oh, I think I've been there. Oh, where was that at? Couldn't
I
tell
have
you.
no idea.
See, I assumed it would meant like existentially lost and not just like literally
No,
like
no, the
through-
character never knows where he is or what direction he is going. Explicit directions are required to get him anywhere, and even that rarely works. Double obstacle penalties to all orienteering or navigation tests, and any perception test used to find the right direction.
I can just feel my need to like in character like send you somewhere on like could you pick that up and then just
like
God.
6 hours later, like
Yeah.
just repeatedly ask you to like or mention to go talk to someone and not give you explicit directions there.
Did we determine if it doesn't have a point value that it is 1 point?
Yep, that's correct.
Yeah, unless you get it through a life path.
Okay.
It's 1.
wait. So if you get it through a life path,
And if you
So-
get it through a life path, it is 0.
It's 1.
okay,
One?
still
Okay.
1.
It's still 1.
Yeah, I'll double check. I thought it was 1 through your life path.
Okay, because Rapier Wit doesn't have a cost. It just has the restrictions of a human life path trait.
I wonder if it says at the beginning of the book, like the beginning of this chapter.
Yeah, I'm just checking there. If a trait from the life path is priced in this
Okay.
list,
Yeah.
then it costs 1 point.
Okay.
I have found the 3 skills that I want then.
Skills or traits?
Traits. I meant traits. I have skills already.
just 3 skills.
Because I was gonna go with the like catalyst one because that sounds interesting. But why do that when you can have rapier wit, the tendency to pick up and fiddle with things, and cat lover?
All right, y'all. Lost or see in the dark.
Those are very, very different things.
I know, but I can't.
Borderline opposites.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now, yeah, it depends on, do you want to add something to your character, or do you want to take something away from them that would make them very fun to play?
I'm going lost. I'm going
Lost
lost.
is so good.
And if it's like, it's got a 1 cost, so like if I have an extra point, I can spend it on that, so that's okay.
What if instead of using my 1 point to get your grace, I instead just get abnormally long tongue?
Put it away. Put it away.
Or-
No more booze for this.
There's like
That's very nice.
just something awful and useless.
Anyway, I think we're
That's-
good. I'm good at least now.
Talk me out of getting cat lover because that's just I think me.
What does it do? What is
You put-
cat liver?
It
This
makes you
character
relax.
loves cats. Black cats, white cats, three-legged cats, one-eyed cats named after animals. Admirals.
Wait, hold on.
Hey,
what's
it's
that
a
last-
donkey.
That's it. It's just you love cats. That's literally it.
Okay, before I take loss though, I should check disturbed just in. Oh, disturbed is just a
Yes.
character trait, so it doesn't have any description or negative effect in that regard. I'm just a little off.
I'll start figuring out the next part, but I think this part is kind of like we'll go past each person, ask a few questions.
Oh, I need to do domains now. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, I can get
That's
you.
okay. It gives me time to spend one more point.
Yeah, I'll give you that list. So you need to know what the list of traits was. So I'll list them off. Tell me if you have any of these.
Okay.
Adventurer, backbreaking labor, bee speaker, black lung, bookworm, claustrophobic, deep sense, down to earth, exile, hiding, I know this ship, keys to the church, landlubber, lost, scavenger, street smart, sword of the white towers, and world weary.
I have lost.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you had bee speaker.
No, I didn't take bee speaker.
Okay, so that
Hello,
means
bees.
Hello, bees.
Hi, bees.
you get an extra domain,
Okay.
so you're gonna have 5 domains total.
Okay.
And I'll come back to those when we get to resources.
I'm
'cause
just gonna
they'll
mark
have-
5 domains.
Yep.
And then can we take like a quick 5?
Oh yeah. Yes, that is a good time. We can go do bio breaks, whatever you need.
Bio and refuel break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what do you think of the game so far?
It's very interesting.
Yep.
I do like it. It's just very much more
Oh, it's meticulous.
a lot. And it's very different and I like it.
I think the book gets the most use in the 0 session, and after that it's a bit more chill.
Yeah. I feel like that's usually for like a lot of TTRPGs. So as much as I really want to love cats and touch everything, I really think for the sake of the story, the catalyst is going to be much more interesting, especially if I'm going to start like taking on a more antagonistic type of role. I honestly think that would be much more interesting to play towards than love cats or cookie.
I don't know what the cookie one is supposed to
I
be.
don't either. Am I crumbly?
Crumbles easily.
Crumbles easily.
Yeah, because I'm going to go through afterwards and look at all the things and be like, cat lover, okay, we're going to have cats that show up at times that is disruptive for what you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
Which is totally fine.
Yeah. I think Catalyst is gonna make more fun sense with everything that we've already kind of concocted.
Mm-hmm.
The deep sleeper.
For when the volcano goes off and you don't wake up.
Yep. I don't like the eating maggots one. I don't know what that is. Yuck.
So I don't know if it's a troll trait, but again, in the codex, there's like a section for trolls and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if that's for them, but...
Hey, y'all.
Oh.
Hello.
So we want to talk through our traits. I know we talked about them a little bit, but like what we officially picked.
Yeah.
I went with fear of cheese. I didn't.
Did
go
you?
with fear of
Okay. It's like
I know you're only supposed to buy things once, but I did put all my points in fear of cheese.
cheese. I did put them all in
I
cheese.
have 8 traits and they all read fear of cheese.
I have 8x fear of cheese.
Fear of cheese to the 8th power.
It's actually a die trait that every time cheese appears.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, we can do a quick trait wrap up.
Discussion. Yeah.
Let's go reverse order. Zach, tell us about your traits. Oh, wait. Never mind. Go ahead. I think you're muted, though.
Yeah, I clicked at reverse of what I wanted. I actually don't have that many. I've got Mark of Privilege, which was my required one for Noble Birth, which I think that one actually has. I get a 1D affiliation with nobility, and I can also like get bonuses to pretending to be of a lower class, like out and about, which is kind of interesting. And then I'm trying to still kind of decide between your Lordship, Grace, Eminence. I might actually go Lordship. I kind of like the idea that he's only a lesser noble.
Yeah, I will say, like, depending on what we do, if we're playing if we end up playing a longer game after 4 sessions, if people want to do that, there's a point where you'll have to do a resources test to see if you can maintain your status, and you can go like deep into debt if you go too high. And
well, okay, I'll just sell the kin off, and then we're just normal militia. Problem solved. Yeah, and then my last one is scheming.
Okay, sweet.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Maria,
Power hungry.
do you want to tell us your traits?
Of course I do. So as we've already established, I have the skinny trait and the cramped hands trait. which do nothing except tell people how much I have my high metabolism and also my need to take breaks while writing. I also, those are 2 required ones. I was also required to take the Zealot, which allows me to add a 4th belief to my character whenever that comes about.
Yep.
That's related to the doctrine of my cult or sect. I have an idea, a slight idea. Yeah. And then I did end up going with Catalyst because it's going to be much more interesting in the long run, being the center of something great and terrible.
Sweet. Taryn?
Sorry, trying to get unmuted. My traits are I had to pick Believer, which basically makes me have like a less, I think it's a -1 obstruction or something for that's gonna bother me if I don't look it up though.
For Faith, I think.
Not sure if it's, oh, there's birdie talk, sorry. Very distracted by all the things. All faith obstacles used against believers are made at -1 ob.
Yeah.
So and then I have Disturbed, which is just a character trait, and then Well Traveled, which means I've been a lot of places, so I've been on pilgrimages and stuff. And then I took Dreamer, which basically means that I have prophetic dreams. Touch of Ages, which means I can read objects, the spirits of them speak to me. And then I have Lost, because I have no sense of direction. So
Sweet. Cool. So for the next part, we'll go over our attributes. I think what we'll do for this is the sheet has done a lot of it, but there's some questions we answer, and I'll ask the question, everyone can answer it, and then we can do the next question. So this is on page 90 that I'm looking off of. Our mortal wound is figured out. That's good. Your mortal wound sort of describes how much damage you can take before you die or start dying. Reflexes, it looks like that's also calculated. And then health. So this is where the questions come in. Does the character live in squalor and filth?
I don't think any of us do.
Certainly not me.
and I have a large amount of resources for being a priest, so
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
a speaker.
You're taken care of.
Yeah.
Is the character frail or sickly?
Maybe our skinny, cramped hand person.
Possibly, yeah.
Maybe.
Don't sound like they're doing great.
It's up to you if you want to lean into that. Usually it's like you follow up and be like, why are they that way? Like, how did that become? What's their...
Okay.
Yeah. Well, all right. If I go based on the physical pool that I kind of splashed about in there, where their power is 3 and their force is 3, they're real fast, but they aren't very strong. So, I wouldn't say frail or sickly. I would just say much more mind focused and less muscle focused.
Yep. Cool. Has the character been tortured or enslaved? Not enslaved because I don't want to do that. Has any of the characters been tortured before? And we can also put that behind the line if we want as well. That's something that's a bit iffy.
I think you skipped the severely wounded.
Oh,
in the
yep.
past.
I totally did. Was any of the characters severely wounded in the past? Sweet.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
That's totally fine.
Like I'm a soldier, but like in name only.
Yeah. No dwarfs, elks. Dwarfs.
Elks.
Elks.
Yeah, I am
Can
an elk person.
I'm
is
elk-born? That's a thing, right?
I think the elves do get elks.
Yeah,
But
that makes
anyways.
sense.
Is the character athletic and active?
for sure.
Back.
Hit me. I'm useful
Yeah.
a little.
I mean, trying to think if Dwyn is active and athletic. He's portly, so probably not. Like, he walks a lot, but like,
In the
I don't know
same,
if that's-
like,
he walks a lot because he gets lost. So, does that count as active?
Active, maybe. Athletic.
I mean, he's also well traveled, so I feel like he has to be. I don't know.
I could go either way on that.
Yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling about it too.
I think compared to like being in the militia, that's sort of what
Probably
my
Mhm.
Yeah.
what I'm
Oh,
comparing
I
it
would.
to.
Let's say not. Let's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does the character live in a really clean and happy place like the hills and the sound of music? And this sort of asks like where people live, which we haven't quite figured out yet, but
Mm-hmm. I feel like the Church of the Ancestors is like spotless
mm,
Mhm.
because they have to keep it clean so that there's no like interference. Maybe, and like when you're drawing circles, like if there's like a spot on the floor, it's more difficult to get the circle done.
mhm,
Like, I think so.
sure. I can lean into that, yep.
Mhm.
So you get 1 extra onto your health. For that.
Yeah, I'm probably just the no side of the line, like as part of the kin militia is probably not like really clean and happy, but like
Yeah. But
I
there's
probably have the nice quarters.
yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
they give you the best bed because you're a noble.
Oh yes, obviously.
So that's health. Next up is steel. Everyone starts at 3, and then we're going to answer these questions together so folks can put in 3 for their steel. Has the character taken a conscript, soldier, bandit, squire, or knight life path? Did you take any of those, Zach?
Hold on, can you say those again?
It was conscript, soldier, bandit, squire, or knight.
I did take Squire, yes.
Okay, so you get 1 to your steel. Has the character ever been severely wounded? I think we determined that wasn't the case. Has the character ever murdered or killed with their own hands?
Robin.
Robin.
I would say so.
Okay.
But wait for the follow up if I remember correctly on this one.
Have you done this more than once?
You know, running a coup is a really messy business. And it's very cutthroat to go from a village standing to get yourself into the city, like literally, though.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to say yes,
Okay.
at least twice.
What about Soldier Boy?
That hold on.
Because like,
Sounds Maybe.
were you out fighting the bandit invader, or at least
Mhm.
other force? I don't want to say invaders because that sounds like
The Marauders, I think,
Like
is
some-
what we...
it feels very colonialist if I say like raiders because
Mhm. Yeah, I mean probably like would have been in enough of battles to probably kill 2+ people.
Okay.
I'll say yes.
Okay.
I have killed no one.
Yeah, I
I
was
am
gonna
a
say.
priest.
Patron saints.
Coward.
What? I just got lost on the way there. Okay.
I had the
I
sword.
would have done it.
Where's my flaming sword? It's basically playing a zero
Oh.
fail. Awesome.
Aw,
I just realized.
I swear I had it.
It was here somewhere.
So each of you gets to increase your steel by 1. Has the character ever been tortured, enslaved, beaten terribly? Which is, yeah. I don't think that's come up for anyone that we've established so far.
No.
Has the character led a sheltered life, free from violence and pain?
Has anyone in the city lived a sheltered life?
Fair point, actually.
possibly the people in the ivory tower that don't like leave ever.
Okay.
Yeah.
The ones who weren't really bad and also didn't really care.
Yeah, the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker.
Yeah.
Circle back around at them.
Okay. Has the character been raised in a competitive culture? Sports, debate, strategy games, courting.
I'm trying to think, but possibly.
I would say also possibly, only because trying to like get from because we established with the tower that they only let in like this is the bar, and if you're like even a little bit under that bar, you're not getting in.
Yep.
So I think with Robin, they just got in, and I think there was like a lot that they had to do to prove themselves over other people to get even like a clergy job.
Basically.
So I would say yes.
Yeah. Yep. Cool.
Mhm.
So you get 1 extra steal.
I'm sure Soldier Boy did some like kin polo, probably. Like,
Oh, I hadn't I was thinking like, oh yeah, probably like as a noble of some sort, like, you know, some sort of chess-like game, but it's definitely kin polo.
kin polo.
Put that down.
So
It's
for
kinda-
the temple, like he's been in this for most of his life because like at 12, that's when he became a temple acolyte. So like he's been in this for a long time and competing. I don't think everyone gets to a point where they're spirit binders, like, or speakers. Like I feel like that's kind of a competitive thing, like getting to a point where you're actually like able to commune and like you receive dreams, and like he's very connected to the spirits. So like that took a lot of work. So
Yep.
that makes sense to you.
Oh yeah, I think so. So that question, if you're a yes, gets raised steal by 1 again. Has anyone had a child?
No.
Okay.
My original character concept did.
Oh.
No.
Super original. So like my original idea was to have like this noble woman who like with a coup they kind of slaughtered most of her family and she escaped, and they kept her child kind of as like a ransom type, not ransom, but like as like a we're gonna raise this child to like so stay away, otherwise we might kill your child kind of thing. That was my original idea.
Also, I'll note that if you guys have enough yes, I probably won't have enough yeses here. But if you have 5 yeses, you can trade that in for a gray rating, a gray shade.
Yeah, I think I still
Unless Corey
only-
wants to.
I do want to avoid gray shades unless we find they're useful later. Yeah.
I was just noting, but cool.
Yeah.
So no birth, no children. Character gifted, faithful the equivalent.
That counts for
Yeah.
you. Yep.
Yep.
Speaker names is equivalent. So you get an extra steal. Does anyone have a perception of 6 or higher?
I super don't. I have a 3, I think.
I thought about 6, but no. I need a little bit of will.
I have 4.
I have 5.
Okay. Is anyone 5 or higher or 7 or higher for their will?
I am 5 or higher.
Okay.
5 or higher.
So 5 or higher gets 1 extra steal.
Nice. Yeah, I have more steel than I thought I was going to end up with.
And then anyone who has a fort of 6 or higher.
Also me.
Oh gosh, what's
I'm-
your steel at?
8.
That's what I thought.
So I could have done.
Legolas.
You could have shaded, yeah.
But I like the steal of 8. That's nice.
That's redunk.
That's kind of what I like expected though. Is like both like mental fortitude, but also
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
tough.
Sweet. So your hesitation is 10 minus your will, and I have a hunch this has filled it out.
Is there a spot for that?
Yeah, I didn't even see it on the burner, so it must be.
It's in stats and skills. It's right under attributes, right above reflexes and mortal wounds.
Oh, it filled it in for us. Sweet.
Where is that? Stats and skills.
Yeah, stats and skills, right under attributes on the left hand side.
Yeah, it's just not on the character burner worksheet, just because it auto does
Okay.
it for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sweet. Then we've got emotional attributes. We don't need to worry about that. Stride.
Don't have to worry about our emotions.
No.
I don't have emotions.
I don't know if the thing fills in our stride for us, but for humans, our stride is all 7. And I don't know where that goes. Oh, it's on stats and skills on the right side underneath speed.
You said 7, correct?
Yep.
Oh, mounted stride.
Yes, we.
I probably have that somehow or another.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
what that would be though.
Cool. So this next chapter or section is spending resource points. I'm just gonna look ahead and see what the other steps are.
Oh, stride. Yeah, stride 7. Okay, found it.
Okay, sweet. So for the resources, on your character sheet, you got in section 8 how many resource points you have. So in this book, there's a section on resources, and I'm looking for the page number. I think it's in the human section.
366. It's in the rim section. 36. Just looked at the index.
That's a.
Yeah, that's the
for
chapter.
everyone.
Oh, chapter
like,
on resources.
Character burner section is page 93. Spending resource points.
Ugh, so many pages.
It's a big old book.
It's a big fat one.
Okay, I see it now.
30.
Gear, relationships, affiliations, not afflictions, reputation.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. Okay, so in this section, you have resources that can buy a handful of things. You can buy gear, which is on page 202. You need to buy shoes, you need to buy clothes, you need to buy a place to stay, so keep those in mind.
What was that? 292.
202.
202, yeah.
Where did I get 9?
So there's stuff on there that you can check out. I figured out that the kin are going to be equivalent to the great wolves, which is about 15 resources.
Okay.
So just something to keep in mind. And then you can also buy relationships. You can buy affiliations and reputations. And those are back in the character creation section on 93. So
Okay.
just sort of giving like a high level of what all the options are.
And then for my domains, do I spend resource points on the domains?
Yeah, and you've got a little bit of extra stuff that I'll grab here. So you can start looking at those. I think this section is kind of, we'll maybe spend, I think we've got about an hour left. Does that sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So we'll maybe do like half an hour tops of this, see if we can go through it quicker. But I want to jump to the beliefs, instincts, and traits after, because that's sort of really the core of our characters. Start looking at what you want to spend, and Taryn, I'll grab the domains for you.
I have enough points for a herd of animals.
Cats.
Cats, yeah.
If it doesn't list, or is that resource purchases include all the clothing a character would need? Where does it say clothes? Oh, it says in the human resources thing up here. Okay.
Yep.
Got it.
Okay, question.
Yep.
So I guess this is more diving into like actual game suchness. Would I have a place? But
You don't necessarily have a place to stay if that's sort of what you're
yeah. Okay.
going towards.
I just wanted to figure that out. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. That's fine.
Question.
Yep.
For property, living like with the Church of the Ancestors. I don't know if I'd be paying rent, but I feel like would it just be like a house or something? Like inside of the like
Yeah, I think so.
okay, 'cause that's
Okay.
10, but
I also have a question.
Yep.
Can I have a gun?
Do we want to have gunpowder and stuff in the setting?
I don't know.
Or
Robin's the only one with a gun.
I've got the gun.
I've got a gun.
Yeah, Ren thinks.
I'm sorry. Did you say Percy?
No.
we can also have like magic gun thing. I don't know.
Well, here's a question, because during the history of the world, the group of people who eventually attacked us had much more advanced fighting tactics. Could it have been
I shot the sheriff.
I think it's up
It's up
to
to-
you.
Well, it's also up to you, because you want to give us guns. This is the question.
So if you take a gun, other people are going to have guns. Is how I think how that'll work.
It would kind of help steer us away from like a kind of like strict fantasy. I mean, yes, there's dinosaurs.
So like a
But it would-
western almost.
Yeah, kind of like a weird Western dinosaur fantasy with also magic and also
I do like the idea that it's a little weird westy.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would like a gun, please.
Okay.
I think if Maria's this adamant about wanting a gun, yes, I
Yeah.
think throwing them in there is good.
You kind.
Um,
Sweet. That's gonna take 15 of my 22. I have clothes, shoes, and a gun, you guys.
At least he bothered with
I love her.
shoes.
I did. I got clothes, shoes, and a gun.
Robin is she her, right?
Robin is actually he him.
Okay,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Remember that now.
One thing that's important for Robin is how the relationships work is if you want a character to be important, you spend
Create a
your resources.
relationship,
Yeah.
Okay.
So if Tenna doesn't have a relationship to anyone, they will be, off doing something irrelevant. Cool. I've got your stuff, Taryn. I'm going to put
Cool.
it in the chat, in our group chat, because it's basically just a table of a few things that you can buy, and I'll
Good.
just send it over that way.
I like it.
Now, Corey, if I'm gonna have a kin,
Yep.
you had mentioned you were thinking like the great wolf, like as in probably a companion animal type of stats.
Yes. I
Okay.
think
However,
so.
I was like trying to figure out if this is like would qualify more as warhorse for me or not.
Right. So how I figured this out is I went to the orc section,
Mm-hmm.
and in there they have a great wolf mount for 15. That's sort of where I got that from.
Gotcha.
But
I mean, same cost. So
oh, okay.
if it's a mounted animal, I'm betting it's more or less identical to the warhorse.
I
Yeah.
have. All right. I have a question, Corey.
Yep.
Very important question. Okay.
This is
So
about cats.
it's not actually. It's about the relationship between Robin and Tenna.
Yes.
So I think that this relationship with a character is considered significant or important to the game setting.
Yep.
However, there are two other things I wish to do to make it, instead of a 10, make it a 6.
Uh-huh.
I want the relationship to involve bonds of romantic love,
Okay.
but also one that has a hateful spite to it. Because the last thing that happened, as written, Tenna reveals the arcane storm was caused by her advisor Robin.
Mm-hmm.
So she basically was like, it doesn't matter what we had together in Robin's head. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter what we had together because you know that everyone else is freaking out and someone has to be to blame. So I guess it's going to be you. So there is those past strings of romantic acquaintanceship,
Yep.
but also tinged with a now sullied hatred.
Yep. I think that makes sense.
Yay, that means I have one more point. I can get more shoes.
More shoes?
I can have 4 shoes, you guys.
I have a point or a question, not a point. Circulation. Does it require a skill toolkit?
I've got that here.
Because I
can check.
don't think any of my other ones do, but I was curious about that one because it seems like something that might.
You don't need tools for summoning circles, but if you want to make prison or fortress circles, it does.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I should probably get some of those. Obstacle, depending on how rare the contents of the kit are. Oh, to replenish. Never mind. That's not important right now.
Yeah, I think that'll be later.
Okay. And then we've got my stuff too.
Okay, I just put the first little chunk in there. So
Mm-hmm.
you have 5 that start at level 0 for free.
Mm-hmm.
You can buy more for the cost on there, and you can also upgrade the ones you have for the cost as well. You've got, I think, you can also get spirit marks, which is like things that are on yourself that connect you to the spirit world.
Tell me more.
And I've just about got that table right. I'll give
Okay,
you that.
you're good.
And
Y'all, I was just reading through the resources for
Yeah.
shoes, and it's literally description is shoes. That's it.
Too good.
So good. Some things about this book are gold.
I probably won't need a weapon or have a weapon. I don't think, as much as I mean,
Good
my
enough.
spirits are kind of my things, right? I'm a spirits thrower.
Spirit chucker.
Spirit, you spirit chucker.
You spirit chucker.
That's what I get called by the lower citizens.
Oh man, y'all, I can own a leaky shack. I have one more point left.
You gotta have somewhere to
That
live.
makes sense for Robin.
I'll get it. That's mine. It's my home.
Okay. So I just posted the spirit marks.
I see that.
The spirit marks apply to. I'm just gonna sort of read this out. They apply to a medium, not a domain. So you can have ones called Fire Walk With Us, Teeth of Granite, Ghost of Trees, Whispers of Water, Destiny of Wind. They're more versatile than a domain, and they can be used in a variety of domains as long as the appropriate medium is present. You get to sort of devise what they are. They're sort of equivalent to a reputation or circles, which we haven't super covered. But
Okay. Let's go through. So do I have to? I have 5 domains right now.
Yep. And you.
So those ones I just need to like figure out what they are, and
Yep. Exactly.
then I can upgrade, and then I can spirit mark. What were the 4 spirits again? Or spirit marks?
These are just examples it gave, but it
Oh,
said.
okay.
Yeah, you get to choose what they are, but the examples it says, Fire Walk With Us, Teeth of Granite, Ghost of Trees. You choose something that sort of like spiritually embodies
Okay.
a medium.
I like it.
I did change my mind. I think Robin is going to be she, her.
Okay.
I kind of like that a little bit better.
Okay, so I think I've clothes, shoes, traveling gear, property, and a skill toolkit. I think that's all the resources I need there. I don't need a workshop. I really don't think I'm gonna have cash on me. Don't need sorcerer spells, but I do need to do all my spirit binding stuff. So 29 points for that is good, probably. I need to figure out my domains, y'all.
Nah.
I have 5.
Oh, God.
And then I could buy more if I wanted to, right, Corey?
Yes, you can buy them for each.
And these all start out at
0.
0? Okay.
0 means you can use that domain, and then the higher levels are going to give you bonuses when you actually do the spirit binding roll.
Gotcha. So my first domain comes from... Would you classify the city as a domain? Like actual, like more like restrained, like not like people being around, but like the actual like city, maybe the. Okay.
I think so. The spirits can also be. I think they can be like more abstract domains, like if you want to be in the domain of shadow. Yeah. I still have to read up on it a bit more, but
Yeah, and we can kind of correct stuff as we go along, but
yeah.
I think I'm gonna do stars as one because I'm an augury, so astrology. I feel like that's applicable.
Yeah.
How about the kin domain?
Which life path lines up?
Oh
with
yeah,
that?
yeah, that makes more sense. I was just trying to think of like because I have 5 and I don't, so I get one from being born in the city.
Yeah.
I guess temple domain would be one from my temple acolyte. Trying to think what my speaker would access, and then I get one from the lost. Actually, the lost might be my kin domain because I get an extra one from that.
Yep.
I've dealt with them on my travels. And then just because that's our abundant resource knowledge domain. Okay, I like that. So And then spirit marks. I have some points. I'm curious about buying one or two. I wonder if I can look up a resource while you're working on some other stuff. Taking up some time, I know.
No, it's fine. I'm also looking up stuff. Are Zach and Maria, are you two done your resources?
I'm pretty close.
Okay.
One question.
Yep.
I want to do a relationship with the kin militia leader. I'm trying to figure out if that goes in like significant / important or minor. Like, because that feels kind of right on the line. Because they seem somewhat important, but not like obviously super important to society.
Yeah, I think it's up to you, and I think part of it is that like they recently lost their leader, so whoever this new person is, you know, maybe they're important, maybe they're just like a puppet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll go with minor. Yeah, maybe they're, since they're newer, they're not like as well established as a good friend Braun.
Sure. Maria, do you want to tell us your resources and we can start going through those?
Oh, sure. My resources are very simple. I'm a simple person. I have clothes and I have shoes. I have a leaky shack. I have a somewhat tenuous relationship with Tenna. And I have a gun.
Nice.
All the essentials.
Do you have yours, Zach, that you can share?
Yeah. So the basics: clothes and shoes. For a place to live, I figured a knight's fee sounded about right. For like kind of nice, but not like an estate.
Yeah.
Some light chainmail armor, a warkin / warhorse, you know. And then I have a relationship with the kin militia leader, but I think I've decided is like an older cousin, so it's like the other familial, and then a rival because they got the position instead of me.
Yep.
I guess technically, I don't know if this counts here, but I have a free affiliation with nobility from one of my traits. And I also set up an affiliation with the kin militia. And then I also get like a free weapon of some sort from my appropriate weapons trait. So probably like a lance, since I'm a mounted combatant.
Yep. For the kin, I was also including, since they're 15 resources, that they're like armored.
Okay.
Just as a...
Yeah, it's got like stats and stuff, so I'll have to set up possibly like a separate character block for them.
Yes, possibly. Yep.
Okay, so I have an idea for my one spirit mark that I'm gonna buy.
Yep.
Eyes dancing with light.
Okay.
So like my spirit mark is like light sources. So like stars, moon, more like astral though, in that regard. So
okay,
if that works.
Yeah. So the medium is astral light.
Yeah.
Yep. That works.
And then I think I have like 5 points after that, so I have to.
Yeah.
I bought an affiliation with the Church of the Ancestors.
Mhm.
So, because I felt like that was important. I'm just a wandering representative. I have no affiliation.
Yeah, that's where I was at with the Kin Militia. I'm like, I think I have to like make that a real thing.
Yeah.
They don't even go
Um,
here.
Oh, I have 9 points. Oh. Oh,
Wow.
I could boost a domain. So that's actually very tempting. City, stars, temple, knowledge, or kin.
Stars.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. That would a 1D. Sworn. And then I have 2 points now?
You could have a relationship with someone that is minor and hates you, and amongst other things.
Not sure I feel about that. Let's see. Minor close family, forbidden or hateful relationship. Recommend it. It's always fun. It's 1 point for a fun skeleton in the closet. So we have the. Did we ever decide if we had like? I remember the Church of the Kin getting squashed, or the.
Hmm.
Did we ever say if they're like, the like remnants of those are around, or?
I think they were still around. It's just they like didn't succeed in their coup or whatever.
Or they're like installed in
Semi-intact.
the city.
Yeah, that'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah, I'm thinking about a reputation with maybe a forbidden relationship with someone on the other side.
Mm.
With Crowley.
Yeah, pretty much my Crowley. I'm just a very Finley fail. Finley failed. Yeah, so how much will that cost?
For reputation.
Well, with a forbidden
relationship?
one.
What relationships minus or so it's a minor character, so that's 5. Forbidden is -1 or -2.
Forbidden is -1.
Yeah.
So it would cost 4.
No, I still don't
How
have
much do you
enough
have?
points. I have 2. I have 2 points.
Oh.
Okay, what if
What if
you're
they're
closely related? Yeah.
or romantically involved, or you hate them?
You know?
Oh, yeah.
You know, if you're going with Crowley,
Yeah, romantically involved is good. Might as well, right? And then you need one more thing. Where's that involved?
No,
No, you
romantic
don't- if
is
romantically-
-2.
yeah.
Oh, it's 2?
So that's a 2-point
So-
relationship.
So it's a relationship with someone.
A forbidden one.
Shit, I'm gonna put that in the notes.
Forbidden romance.
Yeah, basically. I love
I feel
it.
bad that I don't have some sort of forbidden romance.
It's okay. Mine's not that great.
Yeah.
Mine is heated, y'all. Okay, I'm good.
Ah,
We hit it exactly at 10:30. That's
Do you want to give us a quick rundown of your resources?
shoes, traveling gear, about a house in the monastery or church or whatever. I bought school skill toolkit for circulation. I have my 5 domains. I upped the domain of stars to 1D sworn, and then I have an affiliation with Kota, or the Church of the Ancestors. I have a spirit mark, and then I have a forbidden romance relationship.
wow.
Sweet. So with what the stuff you've bought on step 9 on the character sheet, add up everything that you spent on property, reputation, and affiliations. Divide that by 15, round down, and that's what your resources skill is going to be. And then circles has its rules there.
Well, okay.
Sorry,
I'm lost.
Reputation is different than relationship, though. So
Yes.
And also different
Yeah.
from affiliation.
yes, but both of those play in. So property and affiliation is 20. So divide that by 15 and then round down. So that'd be 1.
I just have 1 for my leaky shack. So divided by 15, rounded down would be 1. Is that right?
Or 0.
It's
Or
0.
zero.
Yeah.
And 0. Cool.
So you have to get above 15 to actually have a resource point. So
Yeah. So yeah, I might actually. So 15 from Knight's Fee, and then my 10 for my affiliation. I think that's it because it's property, reputations, and affiliations.
Yep.
Yeah. So I spent 25, so it's round down, correct? So yeah, I get 1.
Yep.
hey,
Yeah.
1,
I spent 25. I should have.
another 5.
Yeah.
Just another relationship.
Fancy
You just need a
house.
relationship, man.
No, that doesn't factor in, unfortunately. I
Right.
shot better affiliation.
And then you can do circles. So circles is half of your character's will rounded down. And I don't think this will come up, but if you spent more than 50 resources on property and relationships, it goes up by 1.
Again, I should have been gunning for that. I had 50 to spend, so I could have bought shoes, clothes,
You had 54 to spend.
God.
and then just blasted the rest of it to get that.
I forgot that you two were like wealthy,
Yeah, loaded.
loaded.
Most of my
Loaded
resources
with
went into my spirit stuff, though. So
Most of mine went into a gun.
well, that's your fault.
I did have
You
to buy
wanted a
a
gun.
warkin
Yep.
and a fancy place to live and
Yeah.
affiliation.
I had to be able to like summon spirits and shit, and I've got like, oh, by the way, my spirit marks are like crazy eye tattoos.
Ooh.
Nice.
Cool.
So is the default for resource and circles? Is it the default one?
The default for
'Cause-
circles is half of your will.
But like baseline, do you get 1
'Cause they're
no matter
both-
what?
Defaulted as one.
No, relationship is not what circles is. So circles is a minimum of 1.
No. There's resources and circles. They're
Yep.
right now on my sheet. They're
I'm
both defaulted
saying-
as 1.
Yeah, resources does not default as 1.
Okay.
Circles does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aha.
So
I'm
I
the
should
only
have
one for
0.
resource.
Yes.
Okay. Got it.
Robin is out of resources at the moment.
Robin does not have a lot going for them right now.
Not very liquid right now.
No.
1 divided by 15 is closer to 0 than 1. So
Yep.
Doesn't really matter how close it is as long as you don't have 15 though.
the weather says it's gonna be 96 here tomorrow,
Ooh.
and I just want to say ew. Like,
Yikers.
anyway, yeah. On to the next step.
Yep. Cool. So resources. Got that. Next up is the wounds. I think we will skip the physical tolerances.
Yeah, you probably just do that on your own.
Yeah. I will. I'm gonna take a look at everyone's character sheets because we got a while before the actual first session. Basically, how it works is some of your health and stuff is gonna give you a scale of what your damage track looks like, and the odds of it actually coming up probably only apply to Zach's character, depending on if you go fight stuff or not. And it's not worth doing right now. The next thing is the beliefs and instincts, which is one of my favorite parts. So I think this can be done on the information section. I don't think there's any room on the character burner. I'm just taking a peek. Yeah, on information there's 3
No,
sections.
there's a spot on character burner. Nope, never mind. I'm wrong.
There's just a note about it basically.
Yeah.
Okay, so beliefs, instincts, and traits. How beliefs work is you get 3 of them, and I think, Maria, you get an extra one because of your zealot thing, so you get an extra one. How the beliefs generally work is, these are going to probably be workshopped a bit, is they should say, I believe in this, therefore I'm going to do this. So it might say, I am the wealthiest person here, I should I will become the leader of the Merchants Guild, for example. My suggestion is have one belief about the situation at hand, which is Robin and the Arcane Storm, and we can sort of expand on that. Have one belief about another character, another PC in the group, probably. You could do an NPC, but I encourage PC. And the third one is sort of like a general belief about your character that is not as actionable, but like, for example, for your character Terran, you could say something like, I believe in the spirits, I will let them guide me when they communicate with me, for example. So we can start brainstorming those, and then instincts are the other part. We get 3 instincts. Instincts work in one of 2 ways typically. The one way is that you have an instinct that says, I always come prepared with a knife, and no matter what, we can always retcon stuff so that you have a knife with you in any situation. They're basically like triggers, and they take the form of if, always, that kind of stuff. And the other one is instincts that get you into trouble, which will give you more resources. And those can be things like never let someone talk over me, interrupt them, for example. It's just sort of like character things that you want to play into. Yeah, so that's beliefs and instincts. I think this part is a bit conversational, and if people have ideas, we can just sort of like start talking about them.
And I don't see a space to like write this down on the character sheet, so I'm gonna write it down.
It's on information.
But I don't see where to like actually.
You have to like click.
You just click in like
Yeah,
the.
you can't really
blank
see the text box until
Yeah.
you click into it.
Oh, I don't want to just like.
Yeah.
It's not
All
great.
right, y'all.
Wait till we see how you have to roll the dice.
Nope, I don't want to get there. I'm good actually. Character creation was amazing. I love this.
Yeah.
Can we just
All right,
keep
can't wait to do 4 more
characters?
sessions of this.
All right, so beliefs, yeah.
This is important because this is sort of like the core of who your character is. And my job is going to be to come up with situations where you can basically run into those beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For example, what I'm kind of thinking is before a session, I'll take a look at everyone's beliefs, and I've got a document, or in the world building doc, I put a section called scenes, and like anything that you want to do, just like add it in there, and we'll have that as part of the game.
What does the FP and D stand for?
So in this game, you're going to be getting 2 resources, really. You're going to get fate if you work towards a belief, or you're going to get persona if you sort of bring a belief to completion or conclusion. And fate is used to essentially make your dice explode on 6s, and persona is used to add extra dice.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, beliefs. So we're saying one of these should be around sort of the Storm and Robin, right?
Yeah, we can also change it to be like whichever situation we want, but something about the common thing that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do we just want to start there and each talk through our situation-based belief?
Yeah. And we're talking about this. We talked about this picking up like a couple months down the road, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Is that something that we're okay? I will determine Robin's guilt with the spirits or through the spirits. Does that work?
I think that's good for the action part, and then I think you should add on a little bit that is sort of like why you want to do that.
Okay.
Like blah 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 blah. I want to do this because, and then
Okay. So I will determine Robin's guilt through the spirits to bring the Church of the Ancestors to the fore of the problem or the situation, sort of like giving them reverence. Does that make sense? So I'm doing it. I want to do this thing because I believe that it will push the church sort of forward.
Mm-hmm. I
Okay.
would phrase it that way. I want to push the
Okay.
church forward. I will do
Okay.
this. And I think that's like right on the spot.
Cool. I like it.
I'm like still working on exact phrasing of it, but I'm trying to think of something like using Robin's trial to prove that the current government is incompetent and needs replaced, like something like that, where I can like use that as a
Yeah.
stepping stone to like gain power.
I will forward my own ambitions
Yeah.
through
Yeah.
this conflict.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I will like
I think you definitely have the first part. The
Mhm.
the current government is incompetent. And then just the follow-up of what you want to do about it.
yeah, maybe just like something like, maybe I'll word it a little better, but like I will use Robin's trial to prove that the current government is incompetent and needs replaced.
Mm-hmm. One thing that we can also think about is how like ambitious you make the belief sort of determines how long it's going to take you to get to that persona point, the like conclusion of it, which is kind of important because if you can make little tiny beliefs that build up on each other, that can help out.
Yeah, that's the problem with like any I can think of around the situation is it's like pretty big.
Yeah, and we can like add in beliefs that sort of add story to it.
Mhm.
For example, you could say, Tenna's gone missing. I will find her to learn about this. I don't know, just as an example.
I do like it says about like having a secret, but in order to make it work, you have to tell everyone about it. I just think that's a great note, like in general for roleplay.
Yeah.
So, I just
Yeah, secrets are good because then everyone else can line it up for dramatic irony, and I think it works good.
Yeah.
One other idea I had was an invisible sign. You have like character arcs.
Oh.
So if you want to think about it as the beliefs as like a character arc that you want to pursue, that can sometimes be helpful.
I've got another one. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I will convert my love no matter the cost.
Mm.
Why do you want to do that?
So that they don't anger the ancestors. So that I
They
don't
don't?
anger the ancestors.
I have one in a similar thread of that. But not as good. I will exact revenge on one whom I thought I loved.
Oh.
I don't know. That's real good.
Yeah.
Why do you want to do that?
Cause she kind of threw me under all of the proverbial dinosaur buses
Mm-hmm.
for something that, and I still don't see it as my fault. And I want to kind of put that in sort of in one of these, that like, I see myself as innocent of any crime or any wrongdoing because the best antagonists see themselves as the protagonists.
Yep.
Storytelling.
Yeah. Or
Real-
maybe. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say related. Like I was trying to figure out like hooks to other characters, and like I think that's for sure mine to Robin is just like, oh, like you want revenge on the person that I also want to just ship on out of here. So
Mm-hmm. I was just gonna toss out an idea for the first part of that belief as like a way to phrase it. You could say, Tenna betrayed me. I'm innocent. I deserve revenge. Straight to the point.
I kind of want to phrase it as I am owed revenge.
Mm-hmm.
Just feels more.
I'll probably write a belief for Tenna that is like directly challenging.
What? Conflict? What?
how dare you put conflict in my game?
How dare.
I thought this was gonna be a nice game where we just hung out and we were a baker and the candlestick me.
Mm-hmm.
I want something involving. I need to interweave. I would like to interweave.
I would like when you interwive.
I need to get. I want to believe that because I've already got one that pushes me into like Robin's sphere. I need something that pushes me towards Soldier Boy, or Soldier Person. Because we are the. I don't know if we have a determinate gender or.
I'm the only one who has a name.
I have a name.
Oh, right. It's
Dwayne.
We're not allowed yet. We're not at step 12.
We're not
You
at
know
the
what?
final step.
Soldier Boy. Soldier Person. SP.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go he him though.
Okay. Soldier
Okay.
Boy.
He will be
Um,
a lord.
I need something. I'm already using.
Yeah, I was trying to think that like if I have any affiliate like lowercase a affiliation with the like church or the gathering of the kinfolk or something like that as part of the kin militia or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's the
A
closest
gathering,
I
yeah.
can thing that connects us.
It's also like what does that character have that you want?
Soldier Boy.
Little
Soldier.
dinosaur.
His
Everyone wants to
power.
be- Yeah.
And I think something secret about Dwayne is that he also would like power.
Yeah,
The
like
power
I
for
have
the
like,
church.
yeah,
Or
like I
for
have
the spirits, the ancestors. Sorry.
a more official type of power than you do. Like you're part of the church
Yeah.
which has power, but like I have a noble title, like that type of thing.
Mhm. I want to gain personal power.
Like it's a little generic, but like ingratiate yourself with the nobility or
Uh-huh.
something to that effect. Like
Yeah.
like that the belief is not specific to my character, but
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
at me.
Guys, I have another one.
Go ahead. I'm
Go.
just formulating mine.
This one's directly related to my zealotry, which
Okay.
has to be specifically related to the doctrine of my cult or sect, which I don't necessarily have one yet. But no one can see the logic around them. I will show them the wrongness.
Why?
Because why not?
No, I meant like as like a. Why does your character want to do that though? Since Corey usually asks that question, I figured I'd jump on that.
Thanks. I think that the amount of time that Robin spent trying to become part of this like super secret special society, whatever, a lot of it was like all fluff and circumstance. and there wasn't actually a whole lot of what Robin thought there would be, which was the study of logic and reason and, you know, all this stuff. And now there seems to be much more of a focus on like the different religious factions. And I kind of like the idea of, at least for Robin, and I want to figure out a more like a specific reason why they don't see the various religions as logical solutions to things. Because you're dancing with Dinokin. Like, why is that logical? So I think that they're kind of directly opposed, which I think kind of relates them in like a conflicting way with your character, Taryn, because they're just like nothing you're doing makes sense. Nothing.
And I've kind of formulated mine a little bit more about with regards to nobility. I will pull the nobility back into the church so that I may lead them.
I like that. Yeah, like kind of one of those like you've lost touch with the true way of the spirits.
Mm-hmm.
I think I want there to be a spirit of the volcano.
Yes, please.
Oh,
Yes. Dang it! I should have picked that as a domain.
You can.
Yeah, I
Still
keep
switch
forgetting
it.
about the volcano, and it's right there on the splash page on Roll20.
Okay, so I rephrased that last one slightly. These religions are petty. No one can see the logic around them. I will show them the wrongness. More specific.
I like the specific. The religions are petty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I love this though. This is so great. The beliefs are amazing. Corey, you were right. Zach, we need some beliefs for Soldier Boy.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of one to get at your character, but the like other one, and I'm like on the fence if it's related to the first one, but I have something to the effect of I'll do what I must to claim my rightful place as the Kin militia leader. Like I feel like those are going to go hand in hand, but they're not exactly the same thing. Like one is remove current government, one is remove militia leader, and then I become the government after that. That's the secret goal 3 hidden behind those two.
So we are all three trying to lead separate factions. And I love this.
Yes.
This is very much an intrigue game. And it's
It
Yeah.
is.
Lots of scheming. Okay, so I need to figure out how I relate to Taryn's character.
I've got an idea or suggestion that within the Kin militia, there is a advisor from an ancestral advisor.
Yeah, some sort of chaplain or something.
Yeah, and they need to give okays and approve things. Potentially, I don't know if that's like a way to connect into.
Yeah, like I want to get on their good side in some way or another.
Yeah, and then Taryn's character would have the means to provide.
It's like, sure wish this representative from the ancestral faith would just do what I say because I'm right. And then someone comes in that's just like, oh, hey, I'm here from the ancestral faith. I'm like, you know what you could help me with?
I really like the idea of our characters working together to like consolidate power between the two.
Episode
really-
4 is like starts off with us around a map of the town, and we're just like, all right, and then like, moving a little chess
Yes,
piece.
I really like the idea of us working together eventually to like gain control. I'm very excited. I'm giddy.
I'll bring you all down.
No, we need you too.
This
You're
is my
powerful.
town.
We have similar goals.
No, we all have similar
My
goals. I'm not trying to find you guilty. I'm just trying to determine your guilt. So if that turns out to be false or true, I mean, we'll see how it goes.
I also need one with Taryn. Well, I would like one with Taryn
With
and
Dwyn.
also with Zach. With Dwyn, well, you know. I don't know. I feel like I'm already so at odds with everyone. It's great, wonderful. Ooh.
You already kind of have one with me where you call my religion pity or petty.
Petty.
PT? PT?
PT?
Why can't I words today, guys?
I don't know.
I'm
Okay,
sorry.
that is fair. Let's see. Oh no, I got two good ones and now I'm stuck.
Technically, you don't need 3, right?
Mm,
I mean, if you want us to have 3, we will have 3. I'm just saying that.
yeah. 3
I
means
definitely do want three.
yeah. 3
Yeah,
means
like
I
a-
can do more stuff.
Yeah, like you don't. It says you don't need 3, but like I don't see why you would ever not want to at least
Exactly.
generate 3.
Yeah.
I need to make 4, you guys.
Yeah, that's right. You get a 4th, don't you?
I already got my 4th. I got the one that I was required to have,
Oh, right.
but now it's the ones that I'm not required to figure out that I want to figure out.
Yeah.
Okay. So, based on the belief section, let's actually walk through that real fast so that we're
Yep, we can do that.
what about object or artifact that is very important to your character? Write a belief about it. Is there maybe a tome that Robin has found from the place of knowledge, because we have the library still, or the
Mhm.
far off place of knowledge? Maybe there's something that she gathered, they gathered. I don't know if you settled on pronouns yet.
The other thing I could think of, is there anything specific to like the arcane storm itself? I don't know what that would
Yes.
be. Like, but that's pretty mysterious. So like, I would be interested in.
Yeah, there's a secret around that. Like, did you
'Cause-
or did you not cause the storm?
Yeah, was it
Mhm.
actually you? How did it
Oh,
happen?
okay. How
If it
about
was
how
you,
about
how'd you do
this? I didn't cause the storm, but I knew it was going to happen.
Okay.
Okay.
So I am not innocent, but I'm not guilty either.
Yeah, like something that's like one of those.
But that's like something that I
The
know.
gray
So hence
area, yeah.
trial and whatever.
So it's a secret. So
It
that's
is a
something
secret,
that's
and I'm telling
belief around.
everyone.
Yeah, what if it's like you want to prove that you didn't cause the storm without letting everyone, like,
You-
but without them figuring out that you like knew about it or something to that
You
effect?
want to prove your innocence because you're hiding that you knew.
I want to prove my innocence without proving that I'm sort of also guilty.
Okay.
Mhm.
And do you need one more after that?
Yes, I do.
Does that have to be anything particular?
No.
Like, okay.
Okay, so
No, I got my particular one already.
so we've got.
But I like
so
the.
what about maybe a tome or something, or an artifact? I feel like that would be an interesting pull for Robin,
Especially when you have so few it's probably the gun.
It's the gun.
Oh, it's the gun.
Oh, what does the gun
My
have? A secret?
gun. My gun's gonna have a secret. Don't you worry about
No.
that.
Is
Okay. Hang on. Because I think this particular weapon did come from an outside
Mhm.
place. So
Did you get
What
it
if-
nefariously?
yeah, exactly.
probably.
I guess my question is that the interesting part of it, or is there a more interesting?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of that. If that is the reason, if something about this particular artifact, because I think it kind of is a little bit, at least in our society. If my possessing it is what caused the storm to become.
Yeah.
I would suggest that no one knows you have the gun.
Mhm.
I have a gun and no one knows.
Yeah, we talked about the idea that if Robin has a gun that like it's commonplace, unless
Unless.
like if no one knows about it, it's like the only one, or like we destroyed the rest of them from whatever other place, or if it's a secret gun, then there can be one secret gun.
Secret gun. This is either 0, 1, or all.
Exactly. There are 0 guns. There's one secret gun.
One
Everyone
secret
has
gun.
guns. I
One
love
secret-
that rule set now, and it's gonna pop up.
I can't
everywhere.
stop thinking about it because it's perfect.
Yeah, it really is pretty damn great. So,
It makes for good story.
yep.
Okay, so I need something about a gun, and I need something about the. I need. Okay. Okay. All right.
Let's talk about this. Where did you
Let's
get the gun?
talk- Where did I get the gun? Okay. I think
The Spooky Island.
part of me thinks
Ooh.
possibly the Spooky Island, although I don't know. Well, yeah, because I think Robin left for a while. Did Robin leave with?
Yeah, was there a Robin
Hannah?
disappearance at the same time as the Spooky Island, or no?
There
Wait,
can be.
do we have official
No,
Robin?
Tenna disappeared for a little bit.
Yeah.
So
that's for
Tenna
sure.
went missing, and then when Tenna came back, let's see. No, Tenna went missing for a day.
Yeah,
But
she
Tenna
came back
left.
and was like, oh,
Yeah, she left for a day
Forgot
and
about
came
that
back.
where it was like,
Yeah.
and I left. Oh no, we just misplaced her.
But no, she did leave to find a way to prove herself to everyone else, and then when they got back, they got into the tower to do the cooing with the help of Robin, who was a dissenter from the tower.
maybe when Tenna left, she came back with the gun, and you're like, this is mine now.
This would be mine now.
She was
I made this. Huh. I made
this.
Yes.
Maybe it was a gift.
I like that.
Aw.
I like that. Which is weird
So
now
good.
because I'm mad. I'm so
Maybe that's
full
why you're
of
keeping it
mad.
a
If it's a
secret.
gift, you have to kill her with it. You know that, right? That's
Oh,
I do know
yes.
that. Yeah, I do know that.
Yes.
Yes, there is a name on this barrel, and it is Tenna's.
Oh,
A
no.
single barrel
Lord.
pistol.
Y'all,
one
we are
shot
gonna
I
tell
have.
one hell of a story.
Okay. All right. Okay.
And I thought I was the one who gets to do the killings.
Okay. I've already killed 2 people, and I'm not even a soldier. All
You're
right.
a rebel without a cause.
I am a rebel with. I have so many causes though.
You have
okay.
all the rebel with so many
I
causes.
have so many
Way too
causes.
many causes, really.
All right. Guns and storms. Gun
That's the show title.
is good.
Guns and storms.
Guns and
Dinos and
storms.
Storms.
Guns and storms and
Uh,
dinos and ancestors.
Okay,
It's like a riff on Guns, Germs, and Steel, but
Yeah.
it's true.
Guns, Dinos, and Storms.
Hey, get my spirits in there, man. Spirits are important to me.
And really,
Uh,
there's only the one storm.
Yeah.
So far.
Guns and storm and storm the gun the storms.
For the other belief, usually I find it helps to come up with one that's sort of like core to the character, like in a really ambiguous situation, what's going to point them in a one direction or the other. So it's, for me it's 10, and I think it's a bit later for y'all. We could end here and sort of like the rest we can like fill out as we've got time. We could spend a little bit more time doing instincts.
A little bit more time is fine with me. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
I have
going a little
nothing-
later tomorrow.
I don't do anything tomorrow.
Sure.
So we just want to jump to instincts and then maybe circle back
Yeah,
around.
we can circle. Maybe that'll trip some
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So instincts, it's one of 2 cases. It's like a if, always, when, and it's used as like a, hey, I want this advantage. Like, always bring my gun with me, for example. I don't know. That's the one that keeps popping into my head.
I'm gonna just write that down right now.
The other one could
Gun.
be
Oops.
That is a good one, though.
Always have gun. There we go.
Just no,
That's
could you
literally.
type that up? Always good.
Always gun. I
Always
am
gun.
always when
Wait.
you gun.
Hold
when
on.
you
What-
gun.
Gun? Question mark? Always.
Gun always.
If gun always. When
It's in there.
gun.
When do gun?
and then the other
Always
half
have
of it.
ingredients for noodle soup. I love it. That's
Yeah, that's a really good
One
one.
of the recommendations.
Yeah, I should write a more lighthearted one. I feel like
Yeah. We get 3, so
something for like more character detail than like schemy type stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But on that front, I want something like to show my schemingness. Like, I never show up for a meeting unprepared or something like that. Like, it's like I always do my research on people.
Or you can do instincts in regards to other characters too.
I'm not sure.
I think so. Like one of the examples they give in the section 12 is always make sure Dvalin has money, unless their character's Dvalin. No, the character's not Dvalin, so.
Always make sure me has money.
Yep.
So, just a thought. Sync break rules before we roll. Okay. Okay, I've got.
I got a gun belief.
Nice.
There's
I believe in guns.
I believe in guns. There's power in this weapon. It belongs to me. I will keep it secret at all costs. Is what I got for that.
Okay.
Ooh.
But also that first instinct is gun always.
Always gun.
Always gun. Because secret gun. Must keep gun secret. Powerful secret gun.
Instinct. Never let anyone see gun. ... Unless.
Unless.
If they see gun.
If see gun, then gun.
It's the last thing you see.
Oh, we need to start writing our own instincts. That's what we need to do.
Yeah.
Everyone's just so obsessed with like
A
gun.
gun. Could you?
It's like the first time when we introduced dinosaurs. We were doing like, guess this is a campaign about dinosaurs.
Yeah, exactly. Dino guns.
I kind of just want like dinosaurs not to be mentioned, and suddenly we just bring them into the game, all knowing that they're there, and people are just like, "Why are they dinosaurs here?"
What's going
Yeah,
on?
first session, I think we need to like have my character be third, and then it's just we don't mention it ever, and then just suddenly I'm interacting
Yep.
with dinosaurs.
Suddenly there's just a procession, a dance procession, and then there's dinosaurs.
All right, instincts, y'all. Let's write some instincts.
All right, okay,
Yeah.
all right, we're here.
Gosh, what instincts would Dwayne have? I don't even really have a lot of like. I don't have like a weapon or anything in that regard. So
Something about the ancestors, I would
yeah,
say.
I'm
Like,
quick to consult.
Like always listen to the ancestors if they speak or something like that.
Yeah.
That's a little-
What about
It's
your
a little,
dreams?
yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about something about the dreams. Like, I always dream before making decisions, or I always sleep and dream before making decisions.
Writing instincts that will get you into trouble will give you fate.
Oh, I'm so good at that. Excuse me.
So that's something to keep in mind, is if you write an instinct that's more of a flaw, it's going to help you get stuff.
Okay.
I want something on that vein, like of not letting people like, or like trying to put people in their place if they talk down to me or something like that. That like people are gonna super hate.
Mhm.
Like I'm a lord.
Always act high and mighty.
Mhm.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say always hot.
Well,
gonna write that
always
down.
gun, always hot, always spirits. That's
All right.
what we always.
Corey, I'm writing down always hot, and you have to before anything, any rolls happen. That is a fact of every situation with my character. But like, or always make sure people know my status or something like that.
Mhm.
How about this one? I want one that has to do with Robin kind of being like untrusting of other people. So it's I wrote down never allow myself to be cornered. There's also the idea of they never want to be alone in a room with another person.
Ooh, I like
Just
that
like a
one.
single person. Like if there was a bunch of people in a room. But never. Just put that. Never be alone with another person. And I think also, hot tea. That just kind of spills into their like their trauma of being betrayed by the one person they spent significant alone time with.
Yeah. I feel like there could almost be an inevitable scene where Tenna's like, let's talk alone.
Peace.
Bye! Gun.
Gun on.
Always gun.
Third there.
Always gun.
It'll be you, it'll be me, and then
It'll be gun.
Good old Gunny. I need a third one. Oh, so I came up with a second one, by the way.
Yep.
If someone questions the ancestors, I can't help but educate them. So, like, if anybody is ever like, I don't trust the ancestors, it's like, well, let me tell you about them and, like, tell you what I've seen. So basically, like, kind of like almost like a dialogue trap where
Ooh,
someone like hits my button. Like
I have
just,
an
like, start into a spiel.
I have an antithesis to that. If someone spouts religion, I try to confound them with logic.
You two will just get stuck in a loop.
yeah, I know.
Yes, I know, and it's gonna be amazing.
Mine's gonna be, these are the only logic I need, baby.
Logic 1 and Logic 2.
I got logic and religion right here.
Reason and faith. Let's go. I need maybe a when.
I kind of want to write one that's against type and something like very nice and precious about my dinosaur.
Oh yeah. You always groom them 3 times a day, maybe.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah, always tuck them in for bed.
Yeah. Oh, I need a third one.
I still need another belief, you guys.
I'll take a peek. I'm gonna check out your
God,
traits and
I
stuff.
need something cowardice, I feel like. Or maybe something that plays into my lost.
Never ask for directions.
Yeah. When lost, I never ask.
No, never in the
No?
first place, even before getting lost.
Yeah, just never ask for directions.
Wait, hold on. What if we escalate this? Always refuse directions.
I'm
Or never
fine.
accept
I'm
directions.
very confident in my ability. Thank you.
I'm great at this.
I love that you picked that. That
The
just,
Lost? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I have to go with something that's going to make a more interesting character. I had other options, but... yeah. Never ask for directions, I think, is great.
Mhm.
I'm good. Okay, I've got my 3. How many you guys got? What do you need?
I've got all my instincts. I just need one more belief.
Yeah, I'm still like trying to touch up my last belief about my dino, which I think I'm going to name her Delilah.
Yes, you
Yee.
are. Yeah, you are.
Mm-hmm. It's his one soft spot, his one weakness.
What's the like core of Robin's personality? Yeah.
Flesh.
It's just meat.
Like, do they have a chip on their shoulder? Do they believe that people don't trust them?
Yeah, I think they feel betrayed by everybody. I believe that they feel exceptionally alone or ostracized. Like no one is coming to their defense, and just believe this other person who, according to Robin's self,
Yeah.
did the most heinous thing and decided not to trust them.
So you could just have a belief like, I've been ostracized and no one helps me. And then,
Yeah. No one trusts me. I trust no one.
Mhm.
Bing.
nice. Cool. Do you have a name for your character, Zach?
Yeah, I was also flipping through the little character creation tool.
Yeah.
And I think his name's going to be Lord Wenzy.
I love him.
Probably needs a last name, but Lord Wenzy.
Yeah.
Robin doesn't have a last
I need a last name that involves. I think Dwin's father was a heat miner.
Mm.
I need something that incorporates that.
How do you spell Wenzy?
Wensey.
Winsy. It's so. I love it.
I love Lord Wenzy.
I almost should have written an instinct, like never let anyone insult my name or something. It's like, no, it's a powerful name.
Sweet. So I think that's character creation. I think we're good to go. We've got like, I think our first session that we actually had scheduled was September 1st, so it's actually a ways away. If you've got any like things that you want to adjust, workshop, change, feel free. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna go through and take a look through them and just sort of like build up what kind of story we can lean into, and I'll double check a few things. There's still a couple things on my to-do list, but they're tiny and I can send them over our group chat over the next couple weeks. But I think we're good to go. Is everyone else?
Yeah.
Sweet.
I think that was a lot of fun. Yeah. I mean, these characters are. I like this system a lot. It's definitely intense. There's a lot to it.
Yes.
Yeah. I can't imagine the fact that that took us literally like 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
Which
Would y'all be okay with having homework of reading the first like 70 pages?
Mm-hmm.
For the next...
again, yeah.
Yeah,
I
like-
definitely I read through them and I definitely need to read through them again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, this will be around like 3 or 4, and
I will take it with me because I'm out of town from this coming Saturday until like next Sunday. So
Yep.
So I'll have time in the car.
Sure.
Cool.
Sweet. Cool. All right. I'm good to go then if y'all are good to go.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm gonna hang out for a second if you guys want to nerd about our characters for a second.
Yes,
Ah.
I do have time. If people want to go, feel free to head on out.
Yeah. No, I just love our characters. So we have. I think I figured out